stupid question this morning. Who wrote the book Black Profiles in Courage? 215-263 WMMR. We will go to Andrew, see if he knows the answer. Hi, Andrew. Good morning.
Hey, good morning. How you doing?
Well, great, buddy. All right, so do me a favor and tell me who authored the book Black Profiles in Courage?
It's Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
You are correct. Yes, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Hang on, Andrew. You got it right. We'll give you a 4-pack of tickets for Philadelphia Wings game versus the Albany Firewolves this Saturday, February 4th, Wells Fargo Center. You can be there for Lacrosse for All, which is a celebration of the history and diversity of the game. You can get your tickets now at wingslax.com. We will begin with Olivia Wilde and Jason Sudeikis. Apparently, they're still trying to work out their child custody issues. Sources tell TMZ that the Ted Lasso star's lawyer, Bill Beslow, is attempting to have the remaining issues resolved by a New York judge when a previous ruling stated that all custody issues would be resolved in Los Angeles.
So there's a financial difference depending on where all of this is resolved.
Yeah, according to the insider, Sudeikis does not want child support from Wilde and is willing to pay her a reasonable amount as long as the decision is made by either a New York judge or between the two of them. The Don't Worry, Darling director, however, wants things settled in California. So that's where they're kind of running into this bit of an issue. But
Can't they meet halfway across the country?
Why?
do it in Chicago.
Yeah.
What's the difference?
Because in New York, the monetary impact against Sudeikis would be larger. So in California, the rules would tend to favor her.
Okay, got it.
Okay. So a hearing is set in New York for February 15th. So Keanu Reeves has been granted a temporary restraining order against a man who claims that he is related to the actor.
Wow.
Whoa.
Well,
The Matrix stars
Reeves.
lawyer Matthew Rosengart submitted paperwork to a Los Angeles court on Tuesday to seek protection for Reeves and his partner Alexander Grant against a man they claim has been harassing them for months.
And he says he's a relative?
Yes, he claims this. So Brian Keith Dixon is his name. He's a 38-year-old man. Reportedly trespassed onto the actor's $5.6 million Hollywood Hills property 6 times between November 5th and January 20th.
I'm your long-lost brother.
According to court documents seen by the outlet, Dixon attempted to make contact with the John Wick star each time. It went as far as Reeves having to hire a private security team to investigate the alleged intruder, who has been sharing several posts on social media in which he claims to be the actor's blood relative.
I was told by Socrates to come see it.
Reeves and his partner, Alexandra, claimed that the alleged stalker has been harassing them for months. In his bizarre social media post,
Gets in people's heads.
Dixon called himself Jasper Keith Reeves.
Oh, well, he's got the same last name. This is legit.
And he wants to put the actor in charge of him. And he also wants to assign his personal rights to Keanu. Like, he wants him to take over his life.
What's the guy worth?
Dixon allegedly once left a backpack containing a DNA testing kit. And the actor's property, despite a bid to prove that they are related, and a claim that Reeves, of course, denies.
Yeah, of course.
Reeves's private security team uncovered Dixon's extensive run-ins with the law, which also includes recent convictions for assault, resisting arrest, and disorderly conduct in the state of Rhode Island.
You know that footage that exists of Reeves running a tactical course with his weapons training? I would not F with him.
Dixon is ordered to appear in court on February 24th. It's not the first time that he's obtained a restraining order from an alleged stalker. In 2014, a 50-year-old woman, Carrie Cullen Rouse, was ordered to stay away from Reeves after she was found at Reeves' home where she swam in his pool and took a shower in his house. Rouse has been placed in a psychiatric
Cocoa Puffs?
Facility since then. So this guy says that somehow or another he's related to Keanu.
Yeah. It's funny because Keanu Reeves seems like one of the most chill guys. Like, you would probably, stop and take a picture or something, all that stuff. And you have these people. You have he has like inverse stalkers. Like, one guy wants to turn everything over to him.
Right.
And the other one just wants to take a shower.
Yeah.
So in the broad scheme of stalkers, he's doing okay.
I guess so, but he definitely wants them away from him. Now, another similar claiming to be a relative story. is about Johnny Depp. Now, he's the proud father of 2 kids, but he may secretly have had a third Filipino child with a woman he met while filming a movie in the Philippines in 1986. And the man says he has some evidence to prove his case. In a now viral TikTok video, a man shares photographic and DNA evidence to prove that he's Johnny Depp's unknown son. His name is James, and he starts the video, which he captioned, "Why I think Johnny Depp might be my biological father," by confidently saying that the actor was in the Philippines in 1986 filming a movie, and there was a photo of a young woman sitting behind him on a set who he believes to be his. So I guess there's a photo of Johnny, and sitting behind him on set is the photo of the woman he believes it to be his biological mother in that photo.
There's video supposedly of him teaching his son better table manners. They're sitting around and they're eating a snack food.
I think we have audio of that.
Liar, whore, and you know it.
No,
I don't know what you're talking about.
For 15 minutes.
Oh, that. Okay. My bad. This one.
For 15 straight minutes, I've been watching you, putting your big fat fingers into your disgusting mouth, which is filled with God knows what kind of bacteria. And then you take the same big fat filthy fingers and you stuff them back into the bowl that is there for public consumption. What the are you thinking, John?
Well, I wasn't thinking, Jimmy. I'm sorry.
See, that's the way
Don't
Dad
do it again.
Yeah.
way a dad would talk to you.
Well, and he asked his children to call him Jimmy, by the way.
Yeah.
Just saying.
So
Like the sound of Jimmy.
he then claims his birth certificate states that his biological father is unknown or not named. James also mentions that he doesn't even know his actual birth date since his mother was given a citation for not registering a live birth for up to a year.
Alyssa's first address is 21 Jump Street.
Then he claims that his mother abused him after they both moved to America at the same time that the Black Mass actor was getting big in Hollywood.
Just saying.
He added that he was met with violence whenever he brought up the topic of his biological father in front of his mom. Being the 11th in the Platoon cast, Depp obviously had a small role in the movie, which was filmed in the Philippines in 1986, and he wasn't as popular as he is now.
I gotta
early
say,
on in his career.
the guy sort of does look like Depp a little bit.
A little
Yeah.
bit, yeah, I see it. He claims that he inherited 16% Scottish, 25% English, with some Welsh, German, Irish, and other European countries from his father's side. And interestingly enough, Johnny Depp's family history shows that the actor is mainly of English descent with some Irish, German, and French ancestry. So I don't know.
I don't know.
Just saying.
Just saying.
So anyhow, we'll see. I doubt it'll go anywhere.
No.
He
Or,
claims.
why not just add it to the list of court sessions he'll be having?
Alyssa Milano has apologized for bullying Britney Spears.
I'm very sorry, and I apologize with all my heart.
She's a smoker.
A rep for the actress told TMZ that Milano reached out to the singer privately Wednesday to apologize for her December tweet asking, quote, someone to please go check on Britney Spears.
I guess she said it sarcastically.
No,
I don't know, but
But somebody
Spears,
should check on Britney Spears.
Spears responded to the tweet on Instagram. Do you respond to tweets on Instagram?
Yes, she has a special service.
Okay.
She
And
probably
then-
just made her own post.
Writing, it saddens me to see things about me from people who don't know me. This definitely feels like a form of bullying. Ladies, we are supposed to be rooting for one another, not pulling one another down. So I guess she reached out and apologized.
I agree with Kathy on this one. It just seems like Alyssa Milano's concerned about Britney Spears.
It sounds like that to me too. Like seriously.
We've said the same thing.
Yeah.
With the recent activity.
Yeah, she seems off, quite off, So
Like that whole incident in the restaurant
yeah.
where she was screaming at a lobster.
Well, she was speaking gibberish apparently. So.
Liar, whore, and you know it.
All right. Well, another of her ilk, Jessica Simpson, because they came from that same realm, the Mickey Mouse Club and everything. Well, Jessica Simpson was in the Mickey
I believe
Mouse
she
Club,
was, wasn't she? Or Christina Aguilera was. I know that. And
maybe I'm off. Well, amongst that,
Justin Timberlake,
the young songstresses of that area. But Jessica didn't share everything in her best-selling memoir, Open Book, in a new short story for Amazon Original Stories. The singer detailed a secret romance that she had with a massive movie star years ago.
Just saying.
The entertainer
Just saying.
reveals a lot about their romance, how they met, where they kissed for the first time, and how things ended, but she didn't reveal the mystery man's name. She said it all began. So I've some. It's a lengthy story, but I boiled some of it down.
I was trying to, in my mind, think of the time frame and who it might be.
All right, so it was 2001.
Yes.
September 2001 at the MTV VMAs. After a party, she was on break from her boyfriend Nick Lachey and was a hot commodity in the industry. She said, I was dodging calls from two boy banders from NSYNC and the other from Backstreet Boys. Simpson was also dodging music executives at the bash when her bodyguard, who was was also the star's trainer, recognized a famous face in the crowd, introduced her to him, and they flirted for a bit. The two soon ran into each other at the gym in Los Angeles, where she got the movie star's number. She didn't call him. And then it was later on, she ended up, she got back together with Nick Lachey. They got married in 2006. She was single again. And a producer type around that time told Simpson he had a mystery bachelor to set her up with, and ended up connecting Simpson with the movie star guy. They met at the Beverly Hills Hotel when he was getting ready for an award show. It was one of the bungalows. They kissed for the first time.
Why am I thinking Jim Varney?
Then there were, apparently there was another woman in his life, his girlfriend, but the movie star convinced Simpson the relationship was completely over, but he didn't want the press to know.
Okay.
So they had walked the red carpet together. The two continued their courtship and hung out together at clubs around L.A., and the movie star didn't hide that he was pursuing the singer. Another clue as to the actor's identity, she noted they had, quote, different faiths, but the same reverence for God.
All right.
And the movie star apparently talked to a spiritual healer about how he wanted to have sex with Jessica Simpson.
And the spiritual healer was on board with this?
They didn't indicate in this
Okay,
story.
the one that the guy hired?
Yeah. Simpson emphasized that while they were intimate, the two stars did not have sex, because that was her thing. She did not do unmarried liaisons.
That was the whole predicate there for that whole series. Remember, there was the footage of the dad talking in the opening credits about how she was a good girl and all that stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
But not for a lack of trying on the movie star's part. He flew her on a private jet to the East Coast for a romantic rendezvous while he filmed the movie. As their secret relationship continued, the actress recalled meeting him at a hotel, but she was directed to go up apparently the fire stairs, the back stairs, to reach his room. Later, she realized that was because he wanted to, quote, hide me from his chick.
When did George Burns die?
Oh, stop it.
So we had, obviously years ago, there was that episode with Bam, apparently, that was rumored, but Bam's not. You wouldn't call Bam a movie star.
No, not even close.
Yeah.
Nope.
So anyhow, she didn't. She said she didn't kick the movie star out of her room, but
I've got to be going now.
We did not have sex.
Huh.
And she said he had lied to me, saying that I was the only one, but I was honest with myself. So maybe going forward, I didn't need to feel as insecure as I thought I was, because he was still with this other gal. So she left the next day without saying a word, and she said that was the first time I ever felt truly empowered since I was married, and it was mine alone.
She was. I mean, you think of that moment in time. She was a hot commodity. I mean, you think of that, the Dukes of Hazzard movie.
She was of all those, Brittany and Christina and that whole crew. Jessica Simpson was the one that I was like, she's my one. But Simpson didn't leave empty-handed. She said, I needed a trophy for this achievement, so I took the pillowcase that he slept on. I didn't care if it was creepy or if I had to pay for it, and it would send the message, this was fun, but now I have a memory of you. The movie star called her. She didn't pick up, and apparently it just never, they never reached.
She should have taken his Oscar for Philadelphia.
So, I don't know who it would have been.
Yeah,
it's too much effort to go back and try and figure it out for me. I don't really care that much about it, but it's interesting. Gillian Anderson is working on a generation-defining book about sex. The sex education star made a plea to her followers on Twitter to send her anonymous letters about their personal desires at deargillian.com. She said in the clip, as women, we know that sex is about more than just sex. And yet, so many of us don't talk about it. Our deepest, most intimate fears and fantasies remain locked away inside of us until someone comes along with the key.
I don't like it. It's disgusting.
Just saying.
Just saying.
Just saying.
For the last 6 minutes, I've watched you put your fingers into that potpourri.
You don't like it?
I don't like it.
The finished product will be published by Bloomsbury Books, by the way.
How many copies will that thing sell? You know, it's
I
like
don't know. I have no idea. I don't know.
Put Johnny Depp in it.
I mean, do you think no? Like no one will buy it?
Well, it appeals to a specific audience. She'll go through. There, I was just thinking this the other day. President, I was going through Audible and looking for some new, books to listen to. Think of we talk about the multitude of available material to dive into.
It's ridiculous.
It's insane.
Yeah. But I don't know. She's going to market it towards women, and who are looking for more than just sex.
Not a fan.
Yeah, she said it's more than sex. It's
more than a feeling.
Intimate. Are you singing Boston?
I am.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Let's see. If you want to age as well as Paul Rudd,
I do.
You need to get your 8 hours of sleep per night.
I won't.
He told Men's Health that sleep is his secret. He said, then diet, then weights, and then cardio. People ask me, can you send me your meal plan?
How do you do all that while you're asleep?
How many times a week do you work out? Do you drink? Do you eat carbs? Do you have a cheat day? And he said the most important part of training is sleep. And I don't have any other further details than that. But man, I try to get my amount of sleep, and I just end up not getting it.
It's so I know what you're talking about.
It's just not possible.
It's just
exactly.
It's going to bed. It's that part of it. It's getting up there and telling myself you need to go to bed now.
I think it actually might be more possible, and correct me if I'm wrong, because I think you guys have all done it. But if we worked the overnight shift, you can at least adjust the entire sleep schedule. The way that our lives work is that we stay up and watch a TV show or a sporting event or whatever, go out and have dinner, and then by the time we're ready to go to bed, and then by the time we're getting up in the morning, it's never 8 hours.
I don't know. I worked that overnight shift for a little while, and honestly, I felt sick.
Yeah, I did it too. You're not supposed to do that.
No, your body is not supposed to be awake at that time.
Okay.
Yep.
No, that's funny though. When I try and go to bed at a decent hour, or like maybe even early, it's like, what are you doing? Where are you going? Why are you going to bed so early? And I'm like,
you have to run the gauntlet.
I've worked every shift on the clock, and I'm telling you, the home run, Pierre Robert has it. His midday shift is just the best.
It's like a 9 to 5.
Oh, it's even better. You get off a little early.
You still have time to do something.
Yeah.
You don't have to get up too early.
Do you think we could do our show
at middays?
In middays
Would
instead?
love to do a midday morning show.
One more comment. Well, there was a brief time when we were leaving Y100 that you guys were talking about. I don't think it was midday. I think it was afternoon drive, and I was like, that would be amazing. And then we came here; it was still morning. But I worked 3 to 11 or 3 to midnight, basically, at NBC 10 for a very long time. I loved that shift. That was
3 to midnight.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah, YSP was courting us for afternoon.
For afternoon.
Yeah.
I'm not remembering this correctly. When we did the shows from London, what time did they start in London?
Like 11.
Oh, that was nice.
6 hours ahead there.
Yeah.
So noonish. Yeah, around noon. Yeah.
Maybe we should just all move to London, but still do the
Maybe
Tell you what I'll do,
Philly morning show from London.
Can't do that, but I'll pay a guy to play a road cone out in the parking lot.
All right.
To make us feel like we're in
Make me
London.
feel like you're in London.
That's daily entertainment right there. Preston and the road cone.
For those that don't know, when we were staying in Leicester Square, there was a guy whose talent was blowing into a road cone. Not even blowing, just going, woo! And he did it for hours.
Yep.
All right. Pete Davidson has switched up his look, apparently. The SNL alum showed off his new shaved head.
Oh.
While sitting courtside between Jon Stewart and Hassan Minhaj at the New York Knicks game on Tuesday night.
I approve of the look.
He already has pretty short cropped hair. Right?
Yeah, this is
okay.
Yeah, it looks a little bit. He looks a little bit cleaner.
Okay.
I think. What do you think of that, Kathy, with the shaved head? You're a fan of the
You like that?
Yeah. Yeah. Sure. Why not? I mean, it looks good.
All right.
Courtside, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
In that
of course.
realm.
Of course.
What do you think courtside seats go for?
I don't know.
There. I know they're hugely expensive here.
I was actually talking to a former referee for the NBA, and he was talking about how ridiculous just the regular seats are.
Just a ballpark?
But yeah, because I was saying that I would love to go to. He's like, hey, next time the Sixers play there, he's like, just give me a call, and yeah, I can hook you up because like tickets on just like the regular season tickets, like $500, $600, $700 a pop.
Casey, I was trying to help out this kid through LLS. He was the Leukemia Lymphoma Society's Boy of the Year last year, and I at the gala where I was got Man of the Year, I asked him what was one thing that maybe I can help you with, and he said courtside tickets to the Sixers game, and I said okay, well let me see what I can do.
Right.
So I reached out to the Sixers. Apparently, the person that has those courtside seats has to give them up for the night. You can't just buy them. So seats down low are possible, but like sitting in Shyamalan seats. He just has to either give them to you or say, I'm not going tonight.
I did sit courtside one time.
Did you really?
Yeah, and they were, oh my God, I'm having a brain fart.
You took it for some Make-A-Wish kid, right?
No.
Easy pickings, bro.
I have bad news, Billy. I don't know if you listen to the radio, but Preston Elliott is going to the game tonight.
No, former president of the Sixers. Sixers.
Pat Croce.
Pat Croce.
Hey, Preston,
Thank
it's
you,
a
God.
Bill. Unless I got in some trouble over a cigar, I'm not going to be able to make the game tonight.
No.
No? Oh, Pat Croce.
Croce gave me courtside seats one time, and I've after that it was known to me as Rolex Row.
Yeah.
Oh my God, yes.
I looked down the row, and everybody who was sitting there was wearing a Rolex. It was crazy.
My watch has a calculator in it.
Yeah, it was cool. That's the way to watch basketball, man. Right there.
Oh my God.
You know?
No, they do give those seats away because like when I worked there, you got to know obviously the regulars, the people that came all the time, and at least when I was there, the switchover of the courtside seats was, I would say, was pretty high. So I'm just saying, like whoever owned those seats, whoever bought those season tickets, we're definitely giving them to people.
Would they ever do like a fan bump up from
Well, the Flyers do. The Flyers give what's called ice row seats, and or glass row seats. So you're literally on the glass. But believe it or not, I've been lucky enough to sit there once. They're not great.
No.
Right?
Oh, really?
You really can't see what's going on. You end up watching the TV screen above you because the action's so fast. I mean, it's a neat experience, but if you want to watch the hockey game, it's not a terrific spot.
You also have the curvature of the glass going around the corners that kind of obscures things a little bit.
Yeah. They sound fantastic, and it's a neat experience, but it's not a cool way to watch the game, or not a great way to watch the actual action on the ice.
It's cool to watch basketball, though.
Yeah,
definitely. All right, so one more quick story. The Blacklist will cross off its very last name in 2023. This year, NBC's long-running crime drama.
Still running?
Recently, noted by TV Line as one of 13 broadcast series with uncertain futures, will end its upcoming 10th season. The network announced. The showrunner, John Eisendrath, said after 10 years, hundreds of Blacklist cases and more than 200 episodes produced, were honored to reach our conclusion.
I loved the first couple of years of that show, and then Casey, I know you were watching as well.
Yeah.
And then Preston, they do that thing where they're like, oh, I don't like this direction, and they keep going down different paths, and they had great. That's why, in the broad scheme of things, we've said it now a number of times. Give me a 3 or 4 year run. Give me your best in that time frame. That thing of having to pump out new directions and new plot directions over the course of multiple years, I think just wears you out.
I think 5 seasons is about right.
Yeah,
you know, like Stranger Things is near and dear to me. It's one of the greatest shows I've ever seen, but I think one more season will do it.
That's it.
I think it'll be it. Now, Ted Lasso, I want 2 more seasons. I don't want 3 seasons. I want a little bit more.
That will feel a bit incomplete.
Yeah.
But you guys are talking about streaming shows, and this is a network show. And network shows, what do they do? Like 24 freaking episodes a year. And so now, like, we love an 8 to 10 episode arc.
Give us your best.
Yeah, 10 max, really, but like 8 solid hours of storytelling. You know, but like these guys, it's I just feel like when it's networks, It's just a lot of fluff.
Well,
They just crank it out.
Supernatural is a perfect example.
Yeah.
I love that series, Supernatural.
Yeah.
And there was an actual time when the series was supposed to wrap up. And I remember, Preston, in that final year where it's supposed to wrap up, the ratings were huge for it. And then they extended nearly double. So it was like 6 years. They went 6 more and then some. So it's like, and they're telling the same story over and over again.
Is The Walking Dead still on?
Yeah, I think it just wrapped up.
Did it?
Yeah. And I've watched all the episodes, and then they always take these stupid mid-season breaks. We're like, oh, we're going to do 4 episodes. We're taking a little bit of a break.
Did they have the official wrap-up?
I thought they did. I'll have to check my DVR.
In case I thought there would have been more of a. I mean, they were building to it. I thought there would have been more of a.
Well, I watched.
2022 was the last one.
Yeah,
Last time
yeah.
obviously.
What? Wow, okay.
That's what I was saying, because
I didn't
I
know that.
watched the first 4 episodes, and then they took a mid-season break again, and then I didn't go back to finish it up. It really needs to wrap up.
Let me tell you something. If they had wrapped it up maybe a year after, where we said this many times before, my biggest disconnect is you had a guy like Negan who did all those horrendous things,
And they held on to him.
held on to him.
Yeah. No, I made it to 10 seasons, and then I was out.
He was such a great character, and it's very reminiscent of what they did with Bobcat Goldthwait in
Police
Academy. He was the bad guy in the first movie, if you guys remember.
Right.
And then he was such a great
You
character.
remember when he made one of the other characters, when he clubbed another character's
Yes.
skull in with a bat wrapped in barbed wire.
Yeah, in front of his girlfriend, who was pregnant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was a badass, by the way, too.
That was the Bobcat Goldthwait. Remember? He's like,
It's a little Tasmanian devil.
well, he was.
I thought you were being Negan.
No.
Preston.
All right. Anyway, the Blacklist is
Blacklist.
coming.
Oh, yeah,
It's coming to an end, so it'll be this season.
Premieres on Monday.
The 10th and now final season premieres on Sunday, February 16th. Oh, and by the way, one more thing. Pennyworth has been canceled
Oh, man.
after 3 seasons from HBO Max.
So I
that ran
watched the
its
first
course.
season, enjoyed it, but again, there's too much to watch.
This is another one that you petered out on?
Yeah.
We're ready for clips, so let's go. Imagine an animated rat performing some of the most iconic dances of our generation. In this clip, Toby Ginkle elaborates on creating intricate animated dance scenes for the film Amazing Maurice. Here we go.
To help the animators, we had a dancer there who was doing the Charleston, and he was doing tap dance references for us.
Hold on a second. I have the perfect one.
Doesn't he talk funny?
Amazing Maurice is out in theaters today. Here's the next clip. Every wedding designer's dream is to have brides say yes to their dress. And here, former Say Yes to the Dress designer, Cheval, discusses her extreme career pivot after contract negotiations went sour.
My contract was coming to an end, and I attempted to renegotiate, come to the table, and hope for the best. But unfortunately, it resulted in them suing me in a federal court for the right to use my own name in any business or commerce, or even to publicly identify myself.
Shut the fuck up!
Publicly identify myself. Say Yes to the Dress returns to TLC Sunday at 8 p.m., by the way.
That was big when it premiered, right? I remember there was a lot of buzz over that show, and that was 300 years ago.
But I
My
guess-
mother-in-law loved that show.
Okay. And it's a wedding dress thing, right?
Yeah.
All right, that's the last bit of information in the entertainment report. If you missed it earlier this morning, I stated that we have a special announcement to make, and we are going to do it about 1 hour from now, roughly 1 hour from now. It's not a concert announcement.
No.
It's something totally different than that, and it's something that I think we're going to have a lot of fun with. And we'd like you to be quite aware of the details of it as we release that about an hour from now. So make sure you stay with us.
I'll mention this. We used up the whole dry erase wall in the conference room planning it.
We did.
Yeah,
Yep,
we did.
Absolutely. All right, so we're going to take a break. We'll come back in a second. That's about an hour from now. So make sure you stay with us. We'll be back in a moment, friend.
Preston and Steve.
On 93.3 WMMR.
chat with Kelly Ripa when the cameras weren't rolling.
What?
No. It's not the way it sounds, and we all will understand this. Regis had a mandate. She said, absolutely no talking off camera.
So save it for the TV, right?
Yeah.
I'm such a professional.
She tells the New York Times about her dynamic with Philbin. She said he had almost a superstition about it. You save it for the show.
Save it for the show.
She said,
Kelly, look at me right in the eyes. Save it for the show.
She'd said, I'd be like, good morning. And
Shut up!
He'd say, save it for...
Shut up. Shut your mouth. Shut.
Save it for...
Shut the mouth now. Shut up.
You weren't very nice about it.
Look, shut the mouth closed. Shut. Now.
So she would... he would say, save it for the air.
Save it for the air. Shut.
I swear to God.
I will kill you where you stand. I will cut your whole goddamn head off. I just purchased a scimitar. For this very reason. To just slice your head off. So shh.
After he left live,
Nothing?
Michael Strahan came aboard and his unexpected eggs from Good Morning
She
America.
can't understand what he says, so.
So it didn't matter.
So it was her saying don't talk, yeah. Shut up.
Just put your slicker on and talk to that slob.
Ari Lewandijk Jr. is about to meet 29 potential future wives.
Oh, boy. Is he the new Bachelor?
The Bachelor season 22 is about to kick off, and in the running this time are 4 Laurens, 2 Brittany's, and 3 real estate agents.
I'm Brittany, and I'm just looking for that someone special.
The 36-year-old race car driver, there you go, was first introduced to viewers on season 8.
Hey, would this show work with ugly people? I mean, straight
not
up.
at all for 1 second.
Can they just try it? Can like a smaller, lesser network just do it with ugly people?
No, they did. Rock of Love.
No, I mean like actual ugly people.
You know what? They have shows that are average people, like that Married at First Sight thing.
Yeah.
And those people aren't. So they're just kind of average looking. So and people watch that, but it does have the added level of they've never met before and they're going to try to stay together.
Regular people. It's just you have these stunning people. Many of them very loose sexually.
Right.
You have these dream dates that no one on earth ever goes on, but people on The Bachelor and Bachelorette.
Yeah.
And that's
Could
why
you
people
imagine,
watch.
like The Bachelor shows up, and then you got 20 or 30 bachelorettes, and then
Mama June Shannon gets out of the limo.
Some of the bachelorettes are like, you know what, I'm out. So immediately the 30 goes down to 20.
Well, that would be cool if at the point, but they've already it's the formula works so well.
I know.
It's been on, even though it's 90,000 different iterations of
This
it.
is season 22. Yeah, and I don't know how many
It's
different
showing no
versions.
signs of slowing down. Bachelor, Bachelorette, Bachelor in Paradise.
Imagine Casey if the Bachelor shows up and he looks like that doctored picture of Tom Cruise that makes him a little fat. And he's wearing a baseball hat
or booger.
Yes, something like that.
It's not gonna work. So anyhow,
I have to go. The limo's still running.
Yeah.
People with great personalities, all
no one
across
cares.
the board. Yeah.
Look at this picture here.
Yes.
That guy.
That's it. I love it.
I'd tune in. I totally would have watched that show. At least the first episode.
It's a fantasy for everyone. I got just what love is really like.
But if you're one of the girls and you show up and Fat Tom Cruise is waiting for you instead of Ari Lewandijk Jr., you got ripped off on that season.
You're gone.
Yeah.
You're out of there. So anyhow, he was first introduced on season 8 of The Bachelorette when he vied for the affection of Emily Maynard. So he goes. I love
you.
He goes.
I want to be with you.
He goes
forever.
I love you.
I love you. I look into the future and I see you and I together, like two people together.
Poetry.
I want to walk down the aisle with you, the same aisle, and get married. I want to write our own vows and use ventriloquist dummies to convey them.
Please welcome Mr. M. Night Shyamalan.
Hey guys, I like the music.
You like that?
That's a cello actually played through, through an electric a thing.
Oh, that's
to make
really cool,
to
yeah.
Make it sound like a growl. That's,
Oh, really?
That's
Music from Split, yeah.
Yeah, this was, hang on, wait.
Yeah,
Yeah,
see
now
that
you
on
can
that-
hear it.
Yeah, and the composer actually plays the cello. He played it himself, like in a bathroom, like off the tiles, and you can anyway.
Who was the composer? No. I mean,
Wes Stortson. I got him from the HBO show The Jinx. You know, making
Yes.
So just an amazing talent.
I want to talk about, or ask you about Split, and so I don't want no spoiler alerts, but I recently went to a screening of Unbreakable. Do you look at Unbreakable differently than you did 10 years ago?
Split and Unbreakable are very, very connected, and they've always been. Even when I wrote the original movie, both these movies were in my head and actually on paper.
Okay.
So it was just one of those things when I started doing smaller movies, which give me a lot of creative control, and for me, whether it's even just in my own head, a sense of being able to be daring and different and original and not worry because the budgets are low and I can do something that's unexpected. I felt like, wow, I could do this other part of this story in a very unusual way. In fact, in a way that hasn't been done before, which is not even tell you how it's connected to something else unless you come see the movie and then forbid it to be mentioned in the marketing. It was really strange, I'll tell you, because I write only originals, but this is the first time I've ever written something where I already knew the characters, so it was very bizarre. Like, as soon as I started writing, I knew all the characters' voices and how they were going to react. So it was a very different process. And,
Okay.
Yeah, really interesting.
Well, speaking of that, I apologize, but how did you come up with all the different voices and characters for the one character in Split?
Yeah, James plays, if you guys haven't seen it, Split is about James's character and who suffers from DID, and he has 23 personalities, and there's a 24th one coming, which is a very threatening personality. And in this movie, he plays... I don't want to tell you how much because I think it's going to be fun, but it's an enormous number.
But that's crazy to have to come up with 23 characters for one.
You know what? Really, it's not any different for me as a screenwriter because they are who they are.
Mm-hmm.
So
they're real characters. They're just being funneled through one person.
Yeah, it's James that has the problem. I have to. I'm just writing different characters.
I watched the Blu-ray had a different ending. Which I find this stuff fascinating.
Yeah.
And one you didn't go with, and it was the exact right call to go with the one you went with. But do you when you shoot those things and you actually just sit there and see them side by side and run them, do you go, that's it, or are you back and forth?
Well, I mean, part of art is listening, right?
Yeah.
So you can have an agenda. Again, if I write you this movie about you guys, you five guys right here in this thing, I can have an agenda. Oh, I want Preston to be this person and that person, and but you have to really listen because the character of Preston or the character of Kathy will start talking to you and telling you something, and if you're being arrogant in the process, it's literally in a relationship, and if you're not listening to say, oh wow, the Kathy character wants to be the dominant character, doesn't want to be the way you were thinking of her, and so it's listening to it and making the movie and looking at it, you go, wow, I thought James's character was going to do this, or I thought Bruce's character was going to go this way, but actually it's Sam's character that wants to do this, and that process I've gotten better at listening.
You sort of step aside and let the voices come. I know it seems very
it all
bizarre,
sounds really, bizarre
and overly artsy, but I would understand that when you're writing for multiple characters. I mean, they're all living within you.
Yeah, so James, we were doing a scene, and just a random moment, just to give you a sense of what I'm talking about, and James was playing the 9-year-old boy, and he did something that he didn't know he was going to do. He was walking down the street, and he did something with something on the side of the building, and a half second before he did it, he didn't know he was going to do that. Right? And then he did it, and then he reacted to it, and like a 9-year-old, and it was hilarious and wonderful, but he didn't pre-think that. He was being the character and listening, basically, is what I'm saying. What does the character think? Oh, wow, the character's eyes went to this thing that happened to walk by. And that in that same way, being present as, having empathy. I guess as an artist, that's really what you're cultivating is your ability to have empathy. I've always, coveted the opportunity to do something where there was a pre-existing mythology and something so well thought out. Why Lord of the Rings and Harry Potter and even Star Wars, Lucas's Star Wars, why it's so effective is the backstory has been thought out so much. The backstory is the front story. All that work has been done. And when you guys see something on television or a movie that rings a little hollow, that's because the person walked in the room and that person didn't exist before they walked into the room.
So with that kind of just leaving things, just letting it funnel through, can we expect to see Glass face off against Stuart Little? Maybe.
Is it possible? Yeah, it's possible. I roached her a little for you fans out there. That's why that joke actually is funny.
I'd like to thank you. I'm a new member of the board of directors of the Greater Philadelphia Film Office. I work with Sharon Pinkerton now. So I came on board this year, and now I've been brought into the fold of all things film and television in Philadelphia. What she does is amazing, but it's people like you that still highlight this area as a place to film, a place to create, a place that's got wonderful landscapes and backgrounds and all that stuff, and trying to to keep that coming into the area.
Yeah, I love it. I mean, obviously, we shot a scene with Bruce down in South Philly, and we were in this house, this row home, and we came out, and there's 2,000 people outside, and they were like bringing us cheesesteaks and pizzas. By the way, I ate it all. So it was so good. I mean, I'm a Philly boy. I mean, I'm a classic Philly boy. It's October. We're gonna win the Super Bowl.
Yes, we are. M. Night Shyamalan, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, man. Yesterday, we got on a discussion for a moment about weird phone lines.
Yeah.
I remember. Yeah, well, what was it?
It was you.
Yeah, there was a number we used to call that would just, and it was something stupid to do as a kid, that when you would call it, it would dial, or it would ring once, and then it would pick up, and it would go, I mean, over and over, nonstop.
It had to be like maybe for service guys working on the lines, like a calibration thing.
Maybe that was
something like that.
Something along
and you
those
happened upon it.
No, but the reason I brought this up is because Steve came across now.
93.3 WMMR.
Thank you, Kathy. There's a lot going on in our city, and I've been pounding the pavements. And pounding my... No, I haven't been.
I'm pounding his butt. It's time for the city beat. From the man with the Brannick device, Khaled.
Brannick device.
That's the thing that measures your feet in the shoe store.
That's right. That's exactly...
Carry that around with you?
It's called the Brannick device.
I do. I'm a foot model.
Yeah. And his feet have been used to calibrate that device.
That's right. All right, I do have some stories. We're going to start with this. Tourism is expected to rebound to pre-pandemic levels by next year. And the spotlight may be on Philly, as the birthplace of our nation will be celebrating its 250th birthday. And the city's two destination marketing agencies are teaming up to get the word out. So courtesy of the Visit Philadelphia organization and the Philadelphia Convention and Visitors Bureau, they have come up with a tagline for the new campaign.
Which is?
To promote Philadelphia.
Oh, no.
All right?
Okay, all right. Oh, no. Wait, good, bad? You don't know? It's funny?
I giggle a little at it because it's come for Philadelphia.
No. No.
Well,
you got to replace from with on.
I know. Yeah. or in.
Yeah.
But I like on.
It's
finished on Philadelphia.
That's only half of it.
Right.
It's come for Philadelphia, stay for Philly.
No.
All right, listen, no. Yeah, okay. It's not bad when you read the full thing. You stopped, Steve inserted on, and that's immediately what I thought. I'm like, oh, okay, here we go. This is what they're going to do. But in a meeting, wasn't someone like, well, guys, everyone's going to make this joke.
There are certain things that are liabilities, and we've talked about this for years. For years, they wanted billboards with our pictures on it. And no.
Yeah, you guys were adamant about that.
It's always horrendous to do that.
They don't need to see this.
Right.
There's a reason we're on the
Why
radio.
make people sick? Sick.
Well, and you know what, too? And that logo that went up for so long, that kind of became what how people recognize the show, which is great.
Yeah. So come for Philadelphia. And now I'm going to see people making videos saying I'm coming for Philadelphia.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Come for Philadelphia, stay for Philly is the tagline.
Real talk.
So it was a real talk.
Yeah.
All right.
There we go.
Come for Philadelphia. Stay for Philly. So here's the deal. What it boils down to, what they're trying to the message they're trying to pass along is that that once people may come here for one reason and realize that there's more of Philadelphia and they want to stay.
Right.
They're coming for the history of Philadelphia.
Right.
But they stay for the entertainment and the culture of Philly.
If you have to explain it like that,
I know
it doesn't work.
Finish,
right?
Finish on Philadelphia.
Yes.
Oh my
Finish
God.
in Philadelphia.
Right. And then leave the next morning.
I really don't mind it. I
Philly.
like if you.
Come in and pull out.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Something, I don't know.
What's the unofficial one for Westchester, Kathy? Come in gay, go out high, or come in high, go out gay?
Come in high, go out gay.
Yeah, but that's just the two street names.
Yeah, high
That's
and
not
gay.
like the city didn't say,
No,
yes,
no.
hey, let's make
I'm
it
aware.
fun.
However, that motto has stuck in my head for 20
And it
plus
works
years.
better
How about
than-
Philadelphia? You'll blow your wad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the college is right there. So some college kid came
Right?
up with that, and it's
Yes.
stuck
There
for
you
years.
go.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
talks about commerce.
Once again,
right?
we're doing our show over here.
I know you are.
We should podcast
Yeah,
so
we'll
people
do the
can actually
podcast
hear
later.
it.
Everybody will listen.
Check it out on WMMR.com.
And then
Might be more entertaining.
the blow it out. What did I just say?
Blow your wad.
Blow your wad.
How about blow it out your ass?
I like that too. All right. So anyhow, the citywide special, for example, the shot and beer combo created at South Street Dive Bar Bob and Barbara's in the 1990s has been spreading to bars and taverns in nearly every neighborhood and nearly every style. It's highlighted in a tagline that compares it to the Liberty Bell and Independence Hall. So this is what they're doing. They're taking some of the iconic things of Philadelphia that are kind of old school and then marrying them with newer things. So. Harriet's Bookshop, the unique Fishtown bookstore, founded in 2020 by Janine A. Cook and curated to celebrate Black American pride and educate about Black history, shares space on a promo with the American Revolution. Other editions of the first promotional campaign feature Thai restaurant Kalea, and the Rodin Museum.
Oh, I love that monster.
And the eclectic, not...
Next to the Godzilla Museum.
No. Rodin was an artist.
Oh, that's
The
right.
thinker.
The thinker, of course.
Yeah. And it's presented as an alternative to the Rocky statue. The eclectic art-focused South Street Bar tattooed mom contrasted with none other than the founding father. So this is what they're doing. They're trying to show these, compare the historic things to the hipper things and make it more of a destination to come and hang.
The thinker is naked?
Yeah, I believe.
Well, you don't see his junk or anything like that.
Okay.
He's doing a tuck.
You know what? Have you guys ever been to the Rodin Museum?
No.
It's pretty cool. It's free. First of all, you make a donation. But what I didn't know about the Thinker was it's part of the larger or a different sculpture. It's Dante's Inferno.
Yes. Yeah.
And which is this more encompassed piece that includes hundreds and hundreds of smaller sculptures, and the Thinker is one of the small sculptures, and then Rodin made it into a giant one.
What is the Thinker's part of that of Dante's Inferno?
I don't know. I'm not sure. It's on there. I saw it. You can find it amongst all the other faces and bodies.
He's sitting outside the gates of hell.
Oh, is that it?
I'm thinking I don't like this.
Yeah.
And there are several thinkers around the world, including many in France. But the largest collection of Rodin pieces outside of France is right here in Philadelphia.
How about that?
It's pretty cool if you want to take a look sometime.
So that is going to be a problematic slogan, I think.
Yeah. Come on, Phil. I mean,
blow your wad.
Come for Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Stay for Philly.
Well, we're obviously not going to see this here because we're already here. Like, I assume this is going to run in other.
That's what they do. They run them in other markets.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I would think so. Okay. All right. Let me go elsewhere. The city beat. We're going to head to Bucks County for a moment.
Hey.
If you don't mind, Kath. The Orbeez Challenge.
Oh, this freaking thing
is something that the Warrington police are quite concerned about. If you don't know what Orbeez are, it's a super absorbent polymer colored bead. And when it's dry, it's really, really tiny, but you put it in water and it grows to 100 to 300 times the original size.
But they're super soft. Like, I actually made a comment about this. I said you could throw 100 of these at a baby and they wouldn't get hurt.
like Nerf soft.
Softer.
Yeah,
Softer.
super. Well, so anyway, Kath, have you ever, they'll use them in like foot spas? Like you
Yeah.
dip your feet into those?
We used to make, when everybody was into making slime, Jason and I would make slime, and we would put these in there because it would make it colorful.
Yes.
When when people were doing the at-home slime.
We used them as for Rochelle was doing some charity events, and for the centerpieces in these large vases that would fill them up with these Orbeez. So we had to make these at home, like gigantic tubs of these things. And all you want to do is run your hands through there and stick your feet in it.
It really feels
stick your
it's like
stuff in there.
therapeutic.
Yeah. It's
I
like,
don't think I've ever felt one of these.
Oh, yeah. They're almost
like a stress reliever.
Yeah, I don't want to say slimy, but they're slick.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yes, they are. Because Steve, you have to put them in water, and that's how they expand.
All right.
So
What are they made of?
Silicone.
Oh, okay.
Or like a polymer. So
Like a space-age polymer.
So anyway, they're really, really soft. But apparently you can stick those in guns, like airsoft guns, and shoot them at people. Yeah. And this is the concern of the Warrington police. And then Kathy, because a kid went into a movie theater.
Yeah,
a
so
few of them.
That's part of the challenge, right?
There was a movie theater. There was a Target. There's video of a kid going into Target. There was
And they're
one
shooting people
at
with them.
Radnor Middle School. There was there's been a couple of them.
Yeah, so
It's a
people.
challenge of sorts.
Yeah, or
One of those wonderful TikTok challenges.
challenge. And so it shows people shooting others with the video shows people shooting others with the gel balls using non-lethal spring-loaded air pump mechanism, non-lethal guns like airsoft guns, gel blasters, and water pellet guns.
But I don't even get the point of it. I mean, I understand the TikTok challenges, but like this, there is no challenge of this unless they're going in and trying to hit someone. Like the video that I saw of the kid at Target, he just walked into the front door, shot it, and walked out. There was no one even there.
Really?
Like there, at least in the surveillance
Okay.
video, you don't see him actually hit anybody.
I think you're supposed to shoot them at people and scare them, and then you get video of it, and isn't that funny? They thought I was going to kill them.
Yeah, because I have what appears to be a gun in my hand, so I'm walking. But it was my understanding in the theater that maybe 2 parties had gone in and were shooting at each other.
At each other. There was also one.
I don't know if that's a fact, but I thought I heard that.
They charged some kid because they hit a 10-year-old in the face.
Yeah.
And I think the kid was okay. I don't think he was hurt.
Right.
But they actually ended up charging the person that did it.
It hit you in the eye. It can do damage for sure.
Also, I mean, so that's the thing. Like, you're doing these things to get a laugh, and you're putting it on video, and this is all fun and games until you do it to the wrong person.
Yeah.
You know, and
they've got a real gun.
They have a real
well,
gun.
So you see people like tossing things at drive-through workers or whatever. My son was laughing at this thing, and it is kind of funny. But I was like, if you say this to the wrong guy, it's going to go the wrong way. So this guy, when he was walking past somebody at the supermarket, he would either greet them by saying, hey, what's up, tough guy? And just to see how people would take being called tough guy.
Right.
Because believe it or not, sometimes when you say that to somebody, they're
Sounds
like
derogatory.
Yeah, it's an insult.
Sounds like you want to start a fight. Or he would say, hey, how you doing, jackass? And then he would just walk the other way. And I'm like, you're going to say that to the wrong person. Jackass is going to turn around and knock you out.
There's footage of a guy, and I didn't see it on TikTok, but the teenager, 14, 15 years old, is like jutting out his chest as people passing by, like prepping for a fight, ready to throw down. So he walks by some guy who catches that out of his eye, turns around and clocks him, knocks him the F out, because he thinks this kid
coming at him
is going to cold cock him.
Yeah, and you either cross somebody who's got a bad temper or somebody who's had a very bad day, and that's the last straw. You got to watch out.
Or just heard the new Philadelphia tourism slogan and realizes what a mistake it is.
Press, apparently they're freezing them and then shooting them, so that's what's making it a little more dangerous.
That's going to hurt.
It's a BB
Because I
gun.
don't think that you could even, they're so like mushy, I don't even know that you'd be able to shoot them very far.
Yeah, I don't know.
But if they're freezing them, that makes a little more sense.
Yep, I'm not really sure. But and you have to be careful when you're whipping out a toy gun.
Yes.
At first glance, somebody could see it, think that it's a real weapon, and then they've got a real weapon, and then you've got a real problem.
You remember the big step years ago? Okay, well, we're going to put an orange strip on it, or we're going to make the barrel orange. And at that time, the guns really did look very real.
Sure.
These are more outlandish, but I don't care. You walk into a place with something that appears to be a gun, someone will think, well, I guess that's what they look like now, and you could get shot.
Yeah, exactly. So the police are putting a warning out. Don't do it. and they're gonna bring the hammer down if they need to do that.
I want to see what those things feel like, though. You guys, if you're talking about putting your
they feel
model
so
quality
good.
feet in them.
Yep, absolutely.
All
We'll have
right.
to bring some in sometime.
All right.
Let you
Do you
soak
have
in
any
those.
leftovers?
I think we have loads of them.
Oh, bring some in.
Okay, all right.
See if we can make them here. It'll be like Science Day, mini Science Day.
I want to do Science Day again.
Yeah, we'll do Orbeez for good.
Yeah.
Instead of the Orbeez challenge.
Oh.
So somebody jot down a note, and I'll try to remember to do that. All right, we're gonna head down to the Delaware area for City Beat for a moment, and kind of brandy wine and Kennett Square and all that, because Longwood Gardens.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Wait, listen to this.
Has agreed to acquire, and I don't know if I'm pronouncing this correctly, the Granogue Estate, Granogue, or Granogue.
Eagles.
It's 505 acres of rolling woods and farmland and a hilltop stone mansion along the Brandywine in nearby northern Delaware. Granogue was the home of Irene Brip DuPont Jr.
I mean,
her nickname is Brip.
Brip.
B-R-I-P. I don't know why. She just passed away on the 16th of January. She was 103 years old.
Wow.
And an engineering executive and heir to the munitions and chemical company fortune.
You're talking staggering money.
Oh, yeah. So according to Ben DuPont, a cousin of Irene's, I think it's Irene, or it's Irene.
Or is it Benny?
Well, how do they spell it?
Irenee.
Is it Irene?
Yeah, probably Irene, and it's
Irene.
It's a Granogue. If you ever go to Longwood Gardens, they have a really interesting family lineage of all of the DuPonts.
Well, they
Where there's
owned
states-
that.
Yeah, where there's 8 states were, but including that one, there's another gardens in Delaware. So the DuPont family was enormously and continues to be enormously influential in that entire area.
I'm telling you what, dude, and they picked the beautiful property down there.
Oh, my God.
There's I'm fortunate enough. I have a good friend who's a member at this golf club called Bitterman, and so on occasion I get to go down there and play that golf course.
Isn't that the Comet and Deep Impact?
What's that?
Steve did one joke, and I did a Pearl Jam joke.
Not Betterman.
I said Biederman.
Yeah, Biederman is Deep Impact.
Deep Impact.
Right.
But anyway,
We covered both music and film. Kathy, you have anything TV related?
No.
Okay.
Outside of going to play golf there, I just like driving to there because you go through these rolling hills of that kind of Wilmington north. It's
gorgeous, pastoral.
It is absolutely stunning.
Bucolic.
Driving through there. What does bucolic mean?
Beautiful, pastoral.
Okay, there you go.
Irene was a man, by the way, not a woman.
Oh, okay.
It was one of the DuPont heirs.
But covered bridges and just rolling fields and beautiful scenery. It's just fantastic in that area. And yeah, DuPont owned a lot of that property down that way.
So are they saying what they're doing with this?
So
Just saying.
as of now, they are
Just saying.
according to Ben DuPont, there are no real plans other than to preserve the 505 acres and to make it available for the public to enjoy. So they may leave it underdeveloped, but you can get out and go through and
that would be
just
phenomenal.
make it public land.
Think of the amount, that is an entire career for, think of the maintenance on Longwood Gardens.
Yeah.
Think of the, when you break out your lawnmower, think of what goes on over there.
I think that could be a next career for me. Like I would like to work there and do be responsible for some of the displays.
Do you ever like the Morris Arboretum?
Yeah, I love
which
it
is
there.
a little bit more. I love it as well. But start small and then work your way up to Longwood Gardens.
Rochelle's going to get season passes for Longwood Gardens.
Yeah,
loves going there.
I think you get preferential or like first dibs on like the holiday.
You do.
You do get
Claire has my wife has them, and
because so I tried 2 years in a row to go and sold out. I couldn't get tickets.
Yeah, you definitely get tickets to that,
and it's not expensive.
No.
So I texted a guy named Dan the other day, and I was texting the wrong Dan. I ended up texting a guy named Dan Major. He works at Longwood, and he got back to me. And so thanks, Dan. He says, this is Dan from Longwood's Fountain Fireworks and Drone Show. Have you seen that?
Yes.
Okay, so
I love it.
I really want to check it out. They redid the fountains and the fireworks, and it's supposed to be gorgeous, but I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, well, I don't think I've seen it redone because I went years ago.
And
it's so gorgeous out there.
It really is. And there's a place around here, if you are into this kind of stuff, called Chanticleer Gardens. It's
I've never been there, and I see pictures pictures of it all the time.
It's in like Radnor, Villanova area, and it's sort of like a mini Longwood Gardens, but it was a estate as well for a rich family from Philadelphia, and they have basically gardens that are like Longwood, just a lot smaller.
Longwood says 1.6 million people visited the gardens along Route 1 in the year ending September 30th, making it one of the state's top tourist destinations. The steeply rolling land at Grenoble, including extensive oak and beech trees, stonewater towers and ponds, paved and unpaved roads, and at least 2 farm properties grazed by cattle and planted with corn and soybeans in recent years, lies west across the Brandywine River from a 1,300-acre wooded expanse of First State National Historic Park. The property is north of Delaware's Brandywine Creek State Park.
What was the name of DuPont's estate that's featured in the movie?
Foxcatcher.
That's it. Yes.
Yeah.
That's where he believed there were wrestlers in the wall.
People in his walls, telling him all kinds of crazy. I told you there's a guy I used to know down. I know everybody.
Yeah.
Everything. Everything I know is around golf courses. But anyway, DuPont Country Club. There's a guy that used to work there that told me the story that John DuPont. There's a house nearby there. He had a tank, and he would go over and at his parents' house, he would fire dummy rounds from the tank at the house.
Wow.
Because they wouldn't let him bring his girlfriend to Thanksgiving dinner.
So he fired dummy rounds from a tank at his house.
Yes.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, it's a fascinating family, and there's like accusations of inbreeding for stretches, and like so there are healthy branches of the DuPont family, and then
We actually
tank
knew
firing ones.
there was a Y100. You remember she was like a.
Oh yeah, we had that girl that was an heir to the DuPont.
She brought in her stock portfolio.
Yeah, because we wanted to talk to multimillionaires.
I remember this.
Or we were trying to find our richest listener.
Yes.
That was it.
Yes.
And she had called in, and she ended up being a Hooters girl.
Yeah, wasn't she was like,
yes,
right?
She was
busty.
gifted up there, and she was kind of she even self-proclaimed kind of black sheep of the family.
Yeah.
And
she was pretty cool.
Yeah, she was really cool. I miss her.
Yeah, she was sweet.
Yeah.
I miss all the billionaires in my life.
I do too.
Especially the ones with big boobs.
Hold on. Tom wants to help with the DuPont name pronunciations. Hey, Tom, good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, what's up, buddy?
So is it Irene?
No, it's pronounced Irene.
Irene, and it is a man.
And it's actually a man.
Okay.
A woman.
Yes.
Yeah, he was like the great-great-grandson of P.S. DuPont or something like that.
How do you know about the family?
What's that?
How do you know about the family?
Oh, I grew up in the Wilmington area, and I actually used to do some work up around that area. I met Irene a couple of times.
Wow.
He was a super, super guy.
Wow.
And he just died at age 103.
Yeah.
So
what a life.
Good long life.
There's a picture of him, Tom, in the Inquirer, and he's like wearing shorts and cash, and it looks very cool.
Oh, he was the coolest guy when he was younger. I grew up with some guys that did a lot of dirt bike riding, and he rode a dirt bike. So he used to have these guys out, and they used to just race all around on their 500 acres all the time. And when I met him, he was like in his probably late 80s or something like that, and he was so down to earth. And he said, yeah, I used to ride dirt bikes with all those guys, and my doctor told me I couldn't do it anymore because I was getting too fragile. And so you would never guess that he's, this one of the richest men in the world.
Wow.
And Grenoble, if you're ever up in that North Wilmington area, if you know, off of 202, there's a place called Smith Bridge Road, and there's a Smith Bridge is a big covered bridge. And right as you come off of that and you look up on the hill, you see this place that actually looks like a castle.
Wow.
And that's Grenoble.
Okay. Okay.
So everybody from the Newcastle County area, Wilmington area, I went to AI DuPont High School, and we all know that area.
Yeah.
What does the AI stand for?
AI stands for Alexis I DuPont.
Oh.
Someone,
And,
it's a family.
all right.
Okay.
Yeah, he was one of the family members way back in the day. Actually, if I remember correctly, Alexis I DuPont was killed in a gunpowder explosion back when they were manufacturing.
It's a wild
gunpowder.
I want to.
Yeah.
I want to see a full documentary. You know, what a storied family.
The whole DuPont.
Yeah,
There's got to be one out there somewhere, I would think.
Well, it's funny. It's funny that you mentioned that because a good friend of mine that I grew up with is just working on a documentary. And there is a promo right now. It's about 20 minutes long. It's on YouTube. I hope I'm allowed to say this.
You can say YouTube.
But it's called Powder Men. One word, Powder Men.
Okay.
And if you Google that or search for it on YouTube and sit down and watch it, it's only 20 minutes long because it's just a promo for a longer series. It's going to be kind of like a Ken Burns thing.
Oh, excellent. Yeah.
And it's really funny that you guys bring this up because this he's been working on this thing for years, and it's just I love the history. It's just fascinating history.
Well, Nick did a search for it on YouTube. He searched Powder Men DuPont, and the first video that came up, it says DuPont, the most evil business in the world.
Wow. Okay.
No, that is not it.
Okay.
That's not it.
Scratch that one off the list.
Under Powder Men.
But there was a film that was done. It says the DuPont story in 1950. So I assume that's a documentary that was made several years ago. But yeah,
No, it's not.
not that one.
Okay, we'll look for that.
Yeah, send us
Very
a
cool.
link.
Yeah,
Please
We're
do,
curious.
Tom.
Yeah, it's brand new. Yeah, I'll send you the link.
Okay.
Who should I send it to?
Send it to me.
Nick at WMMR.com.
Oh, okay. Nick, you and I have talked before. I'm the guy that does the basement waterproofing.
Oh, yeah.
We were talking about your
There you
basement
go.
a while back.
That's right, yeah.
Excellent.
You're our go-to.
All right, Tom, we got to run. Thanks for the call, bub. We appreciate it.
Okay.
All right, take care. We'll
Okay.
see you later. Okay. All
We
right.
also have the Pitcairn family in the area who is also, there's some good and bad behind them.
Interesting characters in that line.
Pitcairn Island
family line
goes to them. That's where the mutiny on the Bounty. They made it to that island.
I have a friend that was married into the family, is no longer, but yeah.
Okay.
Now it's over.
You've heard some stories. All right. Well, anyway, Longwood Gardens has picked up that property, and they're not going to expand the gardens part of it into that, but they're going to. They may develop down the road and do something, but for now, they've just it's a part of that. In fact, the DuPont. The Longwood Gardens was a DuPont property.
Yes, it was
back in the day, and they obtained it.
So this might happen down the road, but right now it's going to be at least accessible to people. That's 500 acres.
Yeah. Interesting. All right. And I got to say what's up to Zane. He texted in from Bitterman Golf Club. He's the irrigation technician there, so listens all the time. So thank you, man. We appreciate that.
Do they think they have any chinch bugs there?
Or manganese. A lot of people don't know what that is. But it's a stunning golf course. So anyway, that whole area is just beautiful. If you ever just want to take a drive sometime, head down to that area, Wilmington Golf Club, all that stuff.
Clear your mind.
It is just absolutely beautiful. It's a wonderful part of the country. All right, that's all we have time for? Yeah, we got to wrap up the City Beat, y'all. I got to put my Brannick device in my pocket and head out of here.
It's an Alanis Morissette song, right?
Yeah, it is in my pocket. So we have an announcement coming up. We're gonna return. We're gonna do the bizarre file, and then the following break, we have an announcement of an event that is going to be taking place. Not a concert announcement; it's an event announcement, and something we're going to need your help with as well. So we hope that you're going to stick around for that information as we roll it out. We'll be back in just a second. Stay with us.
On 93.3 WMMR.
For 2 years, it
In history, where the 900 exchange was quite popular, and those were paid phone calls. You mentioned celebrity ones.
Yeah, we have a couple of
Here,
them.
you ready for this one?
Yeah, which one you have?
There we go.
Audio Entertainment presents pop music's new sensation, Paula Abdul.
Call me, I've got news you can use.
Straight up, she's going to tell you
Straight up, man.
You straight up call her now.
She'll tell you where she had her nose done.
And you should, because opposites attract.
Call 1-900-909-1800 now.
Call me twice and I'll send you an autographed picture.
You and Paula together. Just $2 the first minute, 45 cents each extra minute. Kids ask your parents' permission. Paula's on a rocket to stardom.
Call me now and find out why.
Pick up the phone. Call 1-900-909-1800.
We're watching the video. She was hot back in the day, man.
What if you called her up, though?
Yeah, what do you want?
Yeah. Look.
Paul, I'm a big fan. Yeah, great. You want a picture or what?
All right, here is, okay, here's another Here's another music one for you guys. Here we go.
Audio Entertainment presents Warren.
Yeah, we like to rock and roll. We like to do a lot of other things, too.
Call the Warren.
Yeah, we like to rock and roll. We like to do a whole bunch of other things too.
Like what?
Like, I don't know, like walk around, eat food, look at TV sometime.
Yeah?
Sleep. Yeah. It's the Rock's lifestyle, man. My buddy has a car. We'll drive around in it.
A car?
Yeah, car.
Kind of car.
4 wheels. Steering wheel. Got it all, man.
All right, let me play it from the beginning. Again.
Manual windows, CD player. Not at this time, right?
Not at that. It would have been a cassette player.
Record player?
Yeah.
Back seat, it skips a lot because, you hit bumps.
All right, here we go.
Audio Entertainment presents Warren.
Yeah, we like to rock and roll. We like to do a lot of other things, too.
Call the
Yeah.
Warren Rock Line.
We like to rock and roll. We like to do a whole bunch of other things, too. Just lest you think we're just very narrow and just do rock and roll. We do our banking and stuff, too. Grocery shop.
Yeah, we like to rock and roll. We like to do a lot of other things, too.
Call the Warren Rock Line.
We'll give you the warm, hard facts on our personal lives. Our fans always...
Warm, hard facts. Just like our units, like our penises.
Yeah.
Come first.
Just $2 the first minute, 45 cents each additional minute. Kids ask your parents' permission. You'll get the latest on tours, videos.
And what town we blew up last?
Call and hear a new message every day.
What town we blew up last?
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Hang on.
And what town we blew up last?
Call and hear a new message every day. And learn how you can leave your personal message from Warren.
Or anything else you've got on your mind. Call us and find out what goes on behind tour bus doors.
Oh, let me tell you, last time we blew up, New Haven, Connecticut.
Yeah, we like to rock and roll. We like to do a lot of other things, too.
And they probably made a ton of money off their 900 number.
Last town, Little Rock, Arkansas, man, blew it up.
Wow.
Well, it's actually still there. It's just figurative speech. People, that's some of the stuff we do other than rock and roll.
Figures of speech?
Yeah. Actually, my father burned down his carpet business for insurance money. I don't even know why I just said that. That would be in the list of other things we do besides rock and roll. We make huge mistakes that will send our family members to jail. That was stupid. Learn about more stupid things we do by calling that number.
Oh, my God.
Call it twice, and I'll let you know what happens behind closed tour bus doors. We're sleeping. Because been on tour where we blew up Little Rock and New Haven. I guess I'm sort of in a loop here. I should have written down some notes. Initially, this had a whole thing.
Little Rock and New Haven?
You blew them up. Don't even look for them on a map, man. White them out. Warrant.
Yeah.
It's a shame about your dad.
Yeah, that was a huge mistake.
The inventor of the vibrator actually heard a voice that said, if you build it, they will come.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And it was amazing.
Wow.
It's like Field of Dreams.
I know. It's just like
Field
that,
of
isn't it?
Screams, Preston.
Same thing that ended up happening with this particular thing we're about to do. It was a dream we had. The dream has been realized, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for the Brickyard 500. In the corner of the Preston and Steve studios stands a track that is ready to receive racing apparatus. It is called the Brickyard, and the 500 comes from the $500 in cash that we're going to be giving away. All right, Nick is on location at the track, which is about 8 feet away from where I am right now.
We can see him from our vantage point, which is 8 feet away.
You guys are up in the sky booth.
Yes, we
How
are.
is the weather trackside, Nick?
That's beautiful out. You should see it from down here, Preston. It is gorgeous out, and
You're close to the track, and I got to say, I have to imagine it looks pretty spectacular from where you are.
perfect conditions for racing.
Yeah.
All right, so let's meet our racers, if that's cool. We're going to start with our first one, and then we'll explain how the race is going to happen. Let's go and meet Aaron. Hey, Aaron, how are you?
I'm going to race the Duracell Pink Nightmare today.
Oh, my God. Now, let me tell you something. What I'm looking at there, if I was into this stuff, I'd get that sucker. That looks like it does everything.
I'm fairly certain this will break concrete.
Hey, Aaron, is that a jackrabbit?
It's something, all right. I have a jackhammer. I don't know.
All right, nice to go. All right, and let's meet our lone male contestant this morning. This is Michael. Hey, Michael.
Wow.
Wow. How you doing, man?
from Newtown Square, and today I'm riding the Purple Pocket Power Pen.
Purple Pocket Power Pen.
Purple Power Pocket Pen.
Now,
Purple Pocket Power Pen.
It's really, the fact that you can say that quickly is pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Preston, do you know the story? Our one and only male, and we said, the question went out, do you actually use this? Well, I'll ask you, do you actually use this?
Yes, I do.
Is it used in the back door?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. All right. We got
prostate stimulation.
Okay.
Oh!
We don't need all the specifics on that.
To be honest, I wanted to know too.
Yeah,
I wanted to know too.
Okay.
Why don't we talk to the next contestant?
All right, let's go to our next contestant. Our next contestant is the lone anonymous contestant, and she's actually wearing a mask. We have a stormtrooper helmet on.
Yes.
Did she bring that, or is that ours?
I think that's ours, and we want to welcome Miss X. Good morning, Miss X.
Good morning, Gadzooks.
Gadzooks. All right, and tell us a little bit about what you have there. Do you have a name for your vehicle?
This is the Powerful Purple Rocket.
Another purple
And
thing. Okay.
just letting you know, this is my mask.
This is your mask. Okay, fair enough.
You're a badass.
How confident do you feel in winning this race?
I think this thing's pretty powerful.
Okay.
So I think this is going to be no competition.
Okay. All right. Hey, Rachel.
Hi, everyone. My name's Rachel.
Nice to meet you. And
Hi.
Rachel, what do you have there? What's your vehicle?
I call this is what I came for.
This is what I came for. That's a perfect name.
I like it.
I don't want to handicap the race, but I think this one is going to come in dead last.
I think so too.
Because of the shape of it.
It's not.
It's not designed for racing. It may be designed for pleasure, but
it may not go anywhere. We'll find out in just a moment. And then last but not least, our final contestant is Valerie. Welcome, Valerie.
Hi there. My apparatus is the purple banana.
The purple banana. And purple
seems to be the color of self-violation.
Four out of the five.
Yeah.
Nice. What we're gonna do is, I tell you what, ladies, start your dildos. Ladies, start your dildos. Are the racers ready? Yeah. All right, Marissa, in 3, 2, 1, let's go racing. And they're on their way. Wow, one has jumped out. Nix, whose is that?
That's the middle track, race number 3. That's Miss X. Oh, no, it's Michael.
It's Michael.
The lone man. Oh, the abomination.
Oh, my God, the man way out in front.
The giant pink one hasn't even left the starting line.
He's just sitting there spitting out of control, not moving at all.
Michael's is almost to the end.
Almost to the end.
Ladies and gentlemen, from race number 1, we have a winner.
Oh, my God. And let me tell you something
Okay.
here. They laughed when they said, a guy's going to be a part of this.
I know.
They said, hey, really?
Yeah.
And remember, we were mocked. People would point to us when we walk out in public.
Yeah.
You're actually going to let a man in this. Dominate.
All right, are all the racers ready?
Yes, indeed.
And 3, 2, 1, let's race. And they're off.
Oh, it's a much closer race.
Oh! Michaels is headed out to a huge lead. I can't see it all, Nick. You're going to have to describe what's going on.
Michaels is out to a big lead once again, Preston, although there is one in the lane number 3 that has been catching up, but it looks like Michaels is inching closer to the start-finish line, or to the finish line, I should say. I believe he's going to take number 2.
Valerie looks like she's in second place there.
Heat number 2 once again goes to Michael.
Oh, he is dominating.
He's off the track.
Wow. All right, and the ladies have started him up again. And ladies and gentlemen. All right, Nick, are they in place?
They're in place, Preston.
All right, final heat of the Brickyard 500 in 3, 2, 1, let's race. And they are off.
Wow, this one's off to a closer start than any of the races thus far.
There's a crash.
Yeah, it looks like we do have some rubbing going on, and rubbing's racing, especially when you're really rubbing it hard.
Rubbing to the point of being chafed, Preston.
Yeah, it's rubbing is something you can expect.
Oh, who's out there? Who took a lead?
It looks
Michael.
Michael.
Michael's
Once
out in
again.
front again.
You are the man.
Wow, Rachel's has crossed lanes, but we got another winner. Michael just again crossed the finish line.
Unbelievable. Earnhardt of dildos.
Yeah. Our number 1 winner by far. 15 points, way out in front, undisputed champion of the Brickyard 500. It's Michael. Hey, friend, you're a smart shopper. You know this, right? Window Nation. And I want to mention this because if you're a short smop,
If you're a short smop,
smopper.
I think any short smop knows a savings when they see it.
I think we've lost Casey. smart shopper is what I meant.
Yes.
The best time to purchase a car or home is when the interest rates are at their lowest and you save a lot of money. What if I told you, Shark Smopper, that my friends at Window Nation are offering 0% financing on all windows for 5 full years?
Listen, you don't have to be a shark smopper to know that that's a great deal, especially because if you have a lot of windows. My wife and I just signed up with Window Nation. We have a lot of windows to replace, and they are going to do a great deal for us. They are absolutely the experts.
And you are a shark smopper.
I am a shark smopper.
Free windows as well right now. For every 3 windows you buy, you get 2 additional windows for free. There's no limit on this. Call Window Nation today. Get your new windows installed just in time for the holidays. Go with the team that's installed over 350,000 windows and was ranked recently 5th in the nation for window replacement. 0% interest for 5 full years and 2 free windows for every 3 you buy. 866-90Nation or windownation.com. That's 866-90Nation or windownation.com. Tell them that Preston and Steve sent you.
All kinds of rock.
The one and only Mr. Michael Ian Black.
Yes.
Hello.
How are you, Michael?
I am blown away by the traffic report. Just watching you do it live to me is unbelievable. Just a string of words just blazing out of your mouth. Just words. You say them with such confidence. Even though you're reading it, you're clearly reading it from a screen.
Yes.
You have all the information in front of you. I don't know how you do that.
Well, thank you.
You will be amazed at how many people, I mean, and we're talking top-level actors and directors, sit there in awe of Kathy's traffic abilities.
It's amazing to see that.
Yeah, even politicians have commented on that. And your screen over there, by the way, I couldn't do it. It's not all verbatim. She kind of, just gives basic information.
Much of it is wildly inaccurate, but it does present nicely.
Oh, I never find traffic reports accurate at all.
You want to try it? Do you want to go over to her?
Yes.
Do you really?
Okay, pull up a screen.
Okay, go over there to Kathy's.
I think Michael impresses me as someone with a very competent ability.
So you're just going from here to where? All the way down?
Well,
Did you
no,
read
I don't.
all of that?
I don't
She
go,
picks out.
Yeah, like I'll pick out. I don't do everything, and I don't go in
which to How do you know? Like, how do you even prioritize Pennsylvania Turnpike? What WB? What does that mean? Westbound. Okay. Pennsylvania Turnpike, westbound west of Willow Grove. That's exit 343 to Fort Washington. Backed up 12 minutes. I can't do it.
He's gone. He's out.
I'm just staring at it. Where? This one?
Yeah.
Over on the Vine Street Expressway, I-676, westbound between I-95 and Broad Street, an accident that has been cleared away. We did have a 2-minute delay, so you might want to watch out. I don't know.
That was good.
That was not bad.
The amount of panic I felt in that moment.
It's pretty good.
The stress of that. How long did it take you to learn how to do that?
You know what? Still learning. The first time I ever did it, I was on TV, and it was probably the worst experience I ever had.
All right, that makes me feel better that you're just not a natural at it.
I had the weather guy at the time over at the station I was working for called me afterwards, and he was like, "Look,
you're through in this business."
No, he goes, "It happens to all of us. Get past it and make sure your next one is better." And I did, and it helped because I was mortified. Fortunately, it was 4:00 in the morning.
Right.
But still, I was.
Well, that's
mortified.
the time to train.
4:00 in the morning.
Right.
Clearly.
Right.
You know what always amazes me though with that skill set is the people who do the weather reports and have just the green screen and are pointing at things. I could not do that. I have no.
But there's a logic
ability.
to that there isn't to the trap. If you can see the weather just to the side on the monitor, and you're a trained meteorologist, you can understand that certain symbols mean certain things. But if you're just looking at a string of words like you are, somehow you have to make sense of that and assimilate it on the spot. Look. What I do is brilliant. Let's not mince words. What I do is genius on a level that you can only imagine. But what you do is a skill that probably anybody can.
You know what, Michael? You know what? The worst part.
In a way, that was a very touching compliment.
Was that a compliment?
Yeah. The worst part about traffic is when you're waiting to hear the traffic and you're waiting to hear the road that you have to either avoid or get on. And then you space out, and you're like, oh, my God.
You missed it.
What did she just say? She just said my road, and I wasn't paying attention.
That happens with me with the weather report. The one day that I'm looking to have the information for is the day I invariably glaze over and don't listen to.
Right. Well, there exists now, or maybe it's just coming online, technology where you can plug what you want into. Apparently, it's your telephone.
Exactly right.
And then it will actually tell you what the weather forecast is going to be. And if you miss it, you can do it again.
We are creatures of habit, and so we end up like you default back to a kid waiting to see if your school is closed.
That's right.
It's
All right,
it's all
Michael, do you live in Los Angeles?
I
or
live
California?
in the Connecticut section of Los Angeles.
The Connecticut section of Los Angeles.
Connecticut is a little further east.
Very East LA.
Furthest most eastern town or state in California.
Well, let me ask you then: how did Michael Ian Black, little Michael Ian Black, who's growing up on the shores of Connecticut, California, how did you end up in entertainment? What was the path that led you there?
I, as a very young person, I was 9 years old, and I was sent away to summer camp, and I did a play there. I don't know why. I think because there was a girl I had a crush on.
Of course.
Who was doing the play.
What camp were you at? Tecumseh?
It was not called Tecumseh. It was called Camp
WMMR presents Preston and Steve's Bizarre File.
All right, it's brought to you by Manhattan Bagel. Place your order today for a sandwich tray from Manhattan Bagel, sure to satisfy even the hungriest fans on game day. Big game day sandwich trays from ManhattanBagel.com. You gather, they cater. Manhattan Bagel. A trial has started in the case of a woman accused of attempting to kill her friend using a poisoned cheesecake.
A poisoned cheesecake, how brilliant.
And all as part of an alleged plan to steal her identity. The incident in question is alleged to have occurred in August 2016 in the Queens area. Richard Brown, who served as the Queens District Attorney at the time, said in a statement that the attempted poisoning of the woman, later identified as Olga Zvaik, by Victoria Nazarova, involved the use of a cheesecake laced with a tranquilizer. On Monday, the trial against Naziroya, however you say it. Naziroya began. She's charged with attempted murder, among other counts, and is facing as much as 25 years behind bars. Zvaik ultimately noticed that thousands of dollars in cash and her Ukrainian passport and U.S. employment authorization card had been taken following the alleged poisoning. Upon Naziroyev's arrest, it was reported that she had also previously been suspected to have drugged men and robbing them in the Brighton Beach area.
With cheesecake as well?
Didn't say that.
It's my special sleepy cheesecake.
Additionally, she was reported at the time to have been wanted in connection with an alleged 2014 murder in Russia.
Listen, if I'm going to be poisoned to death, let it be in a cheesecake.
That's the way to go. Her lawyer denied the charges against her in court on Monday, saying that she was not guilty. 2 decades ago, the painting sat abandoned in a farm shed covered in bird droppings, and it sold Thursday at auction for $3.1 million.
Those are some talented birds.
The large oil painting discovered by art collector Albert B. Roberts in the shed in Kinderhook, New York, around 2002, was later confirmed as a work of 17th century Flemish artist and Dutch Golden Age master Anthony van Dyck, a former assistant to Peter Paul Rubens.
And a relative of Dick Van Dyke.
Kinderhook was found by Dutch settlers in the late 17th century, which might explain how the painting came to be there. Depicting a naked and bearded older man on a stool, it was likely painted between 1615 and 1618 as a study or reference image for Van Dyck's St. Jerome, held at Netherlands Museum, at Netherlands Museum Boymans Van, whatever. I'm not going to try to pronounce this. Roberts paid $600 for it in 2002. It sold for $3.1 million.
You know, you hear these stories all the time.
And he noted the painting was in pristine condition, but happens to include bird droppings on the back. Roberts was a passionate collector of lost pieces, describing his collection as an orphanage for lost art that had suffered from neglect. And they put this up for auction. It went for $3.1 million. Wow.
Be time, Nick, to get that Doc Gooden card reassessed.
All right. A collector of crocodile eggs was rushed to the hospital after being mauled by a crocodile.
How could that have happened?
The man was attempting to collect the eggs along the Daly River in the Northern Territory of Australia when he was attacked by the reptile.
Hey, buddy, what you doing with them there eggs?
The croc snapped at the 29-year-old's legs, causing serious injuries, but the man somehow managed to free himself from the croc's jaws. before he was flown away by a private helicopter. He was transported in an ambulance once he got closer to civilization, with the Northern Territory being one of the most remote areas in Australia.
Are crocodile eggs a delicacy, or?
They are expensive. So police reveal the man was undergoing emergency surgery, with a spokesperson saying the man's condition was becoming more severe and described it as critical. The man was working as a crocodile egg harvester. The eggs from crocs was legalized to harvest them in 2018, but subject to strict rules. Those with a license can collect eggs in what has become a lucrative business. Eggs are sold for around $30 per egg, with a nest of 60 eggs fetching up to about $1,800. Some of the eggs are transferred to so-called crocodile farms, where they're often raised before being killed to make luxury products like handbags from their skin.
Jeez. So I see the inherent danger in this is that the mom is a crocodile.
That would be the dangerous part of this. Crocodile attacks on humans are common in places with high croc populations, as one might imagine. Yeah. Let's see. How about this? All right. The food service director for an impoverished South Suburban School District in Illinois is accused of stealing $1.5 million worth of chicken wings, according to court documents.
Wow.
Vera Lytle, who is 66, worked for Harvey School District for more than a decade. And apparently the massive fraud began at the height of COVID, during a time when students were not allowed to be physically present in school. And even though the children were learning remotely, the school district continued to provide meals for the students that their families could pick up.
Special Agent Simmons.
Court records accuse Liddell of ordering more than 11,000 cases of chicken wings from the school district's food provider, and then picking up the order in a district cargo van. The food was never brought to the school or provided to the students. Wow. District funds were used to pay for the food, according to prosecutors who did not reveal what became of the chicken wings. The scheme was uncovered by the district's business manager during a routine mid-year audit. The manager found the district was $300,000 over its annual food service budget, despite only being halfway through the school year at that time.
Wow.
She apparently discovered individual invoices signed by Liddell for massive quantities of chicken wings, an item that was never served to students because they have bones in them, so they wouldn't serve those. Court records say employees of the district's provider, Gordon Food Service, were all familiar with the defendant due to the massive amount of chicken wings that she would purchase. The case was investigated by the state's attorney's office, and Liddell was charged with theft. She is in custody of the county jail with $150,000.
In the case of these wings, you just got boned.
I don't have the sting from the Who.
Do I have it?
From the CSI or whatever show? Yeah, that was it. All right. And that, we're going to wrap up the bizarre file right there.
We got things to do.
We need to stay on time. We have this announcement to make, and we do have a guest who's involved with this announcement. So I want to make sure that we don't have them hanging out a little bit too long. So we're going to take a quick break. We'll come back in a moment. And again, we're going to need your assistance with something. So we hope that you will stick around for this. We'll be back in a moment. Stay with us.
Preston and Steve on 93.3 WMMR.
The MMR short code 3.
It has a better ring than like Camp
Comanche.
Shivowitz or something. It's just
Camp Shivowitz. Well, it's a joke because that's where the Indians send their kids.
Camp Cavalli.
And then I did it, and then I came home that summer, and I was like, Mom, I'm going to be an actor.
Yeah.
And then, she was like, whatever, because I was 9. But then I never wavered from that. So I'm now living the life choices made by somebody who could not tie his own shoes.
But it's interesting because you're a writer, you're a performer, you've directed. You have these sort of things that present themselves to you. Like my focus was originally going to be television and try to do the radio came along. I'm like, oh, this is what I've been looking for. This is great. But I think the thing that I've found with many people is that, and we've said it time and time again on the show, at a certain point, you say, am I going to do this? And then you eliminate safety nets and just go for it.
Well, I never gave myself the safety net to begin with.
Okay.
I think most parents encourage their kids to, get a degree in something or have some kind of backup plan. And I knew that if I did that, it would be too easy to do the backup plan and not do the thing that I wanted to do. So my feeling is that when I started, everybody said, oh, show business seemed like an impossible way to make a living. I didn't know anybody in show business. Nobody in my family was it. It just didn't. It seemed so remote. But crazily enough, as I've gotten older and into the business economy has changed, people in creative professions in a strange way have an advantage because we're used to hustling, we're used to doing stuff, and these jobs, at least so far, can't be outsourced. So in a weird way, like my profession is more stable than the professions that were stable when I was a kid.
It's more merit-based. It's more,
that makes sense. In my case, not so much merit. It's just the fact that I'm gorgeous.
Yeah. It's just
I mean, I guess that's merit in its own way.
Yeah,
but I'm just gorgeous. So I've just been very fortunate. Just in terms of my cheekbones, I've been very fortunate.
Yeah. Jackie Bam Bam, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, good. All right.
Yeah, there's a little delay, but I'm here. Take a look at this guy. Can you see him?
By the way,
Friday the 13th. Hi, Michael. Whoa.
It's Halloween, and it's Michael Myers.
And then we have a chain-wielding maniac from the Bates Motel, and actually two of them. One of them has a scarecrow mask on. Another one has just a psychotic-looking face. So, Jackie, they look like they're ready to go, man.
Can you smell the gasoline from here? I'm ready to play with some dangerous toys. I'm ready.
He's so into this.
Jackie?
We're going into the house right now.
Okay.
Damn
now,
it.
we heard that our birthday boy
might be awake, so we have to go with a different tactic.
Okay.
Oh, no. Okay. Okay, you guys ready, Jackie?
Here we go.
All right.
On three.
Go ahead.
Everybody ready. 1, 2, 3.
There's nobody in there. There's nobody in the bedroom. There's no one in the bedroom.
There's no one there.
Are they in the wrong room?
How did he go? How did he work on it?
Wait.
He was supposed to be here. We had scouts.
Don't drop the F-bomb, please.
There's nobody in the bedroom.
Amazing.
There's absolutely no one in the bedroom.
Go to the bathroom. I think he's taking a piss.
His bed is made.
Let's go in the bathroom. He might be.
Yeah, he'll never see you coming.
Yeah. Oh, my.
I don't think his bed is made. He didn't sleep in that bed last night.
I don't even think he's there.
No, he's not.
Look at how confused everyone looks.
Where's our boy at?
I feel bad for the guy.
Preston wants to say hello to you.
Oh, here, hang on. I'll bring up the phone line. Hi.
I am utterly disappointed.
Is this Jimmy?
I don't know how this happened. I'm like shaking here because I'm so angry.
This has never happened before. I can't. Well, we've done enough of these. Eventually, it was going to happen.
I think it's great.
Well, you know
It's
what?
just
I
typical.
say he doesn't get his chainsaw.
I'm wondering about that too.
Yeah.
You know?
I think they're starting up the chainsaws again, guys.
There's no need to start up the chainsaws again right now. Is there?
No.
Yeah.
I think we can just move on to the next one.
Wow.
The next cemetery, away we go.
That's fake.
He's fake?
Yeah.
You sure? Michael, be careful, Michael. Happy Halloween. I'm here.
Are you ready?
All right, let's go. Okay. There's a deer head. There's some saws. Oh, this guy's really into horror movies. Now, let's get everybody upstairs.
Up the stairs again.
It's a tight staircase.
Yeah, it is.
There's Jackie's ass crack.
Jackie's ass crack.
Yeah.
Tight like the crack of my ass.
Okay, we're going to go on 3. Okay. Are we ready?
Yeah. We're ready.
Ready?
I'm always.
We're going to go on 3. Hold on. 1, 2, 3.
Start him.
Happy Halloween!
She completely covered herself up.
Chainsaw wake up.
I see that.
Somebody got you.
I damn it, Joe.
God damn it, Joe.
Is that Curry?
Hi.
Hi, Curry.
Good morning.
Is this Curry?
Yes.
Curry, say hello to Preston and Steve.
Hi.
Hey, Curry. Good morning. How are you?
She can't hear with the changes.
Hey, Curry, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, yeah, this is courtesy of
my fire
Steve.
alarm?
He wanted, I think. Oh my God, that's right. They have gasoline operated devices. It's probably setting off your. It's okay. There's no real fire. Just gas fumes. You'll be okay.
Hey, Kathy's asking if she has clothes on. Do you have clothes on? Are you? There you go.
Hi, honey.
Curry, do you have clothes on?
No, I don't.
Well, that ought to teach you.
I seriously have a whole shit ton of people in my
A whole lot of people.
Try not to drop any curse words. We're live on the radio right now.
Well, not now, dick face.
My boyfriend just took the battery out of the fire alarm.
Okay.
Very good.
Remember to replace it.
Yes.
It was, that was
nice. Room's a mess.
That would have ruined it.
I'll tell you if I cleaned up the mess.
Yeah. So apparently you're a big.
she's half naked. The other roommate just came downstairs. Hi, y'all.
Not half. She's fully naked.
Say hi to Preston and Steve.
Okay. I gotta bring the audio down because they're cursing way too much.
She's the unhappy roommate.
She looks like the unhappy roommate. So listen, Curry, this was courtesy of Steve. He says that you guys, both you and Colleen, are big horror fans. So we thought this would be a fun way to get you up on Halloween morning. Do you agree?
Yeah. Now the shock's worn off. Yeah, this is pretty funny.
All right, cool. And to fellow horror fans, have a great day today and put some clothes on.
And then I have one last story. That's it.
Man, this is we left high and dry now.
Ray Donovan alum Paula Malcolmson and Da Vinci's Demons Blake Ritson are joining Sci-Fi's Superman prequel called Krypton.
Really?
Yes.
This is interesting.
Well, that's why I brought it up. I knew you would find it interesting.
You finished strong.
Which is set to premiere in 2018. The show will be set 2 generations before the destruction of Superman's home planet and will follow his grandfather as he fights to save his House of El from chaos.
What if Superman's grandfather, though, was just an accountant on Krypton?
Okay.
Not as exciting.
No.
Here's some deductions you probably had not considered.
Episode 1.
Yeah. You have to do estate planning. Right. You have to. You can never know. Look, the planet could blow up. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but the planet could blow up someday. Right, crazy. I know, crazy talk. Blah, 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 blah. And here you are, and then the planet blows up, and we don't, things go awry. It happens.
I wonder what his name is. He had Kal-El.
Sal.
Maybe he's Mel-El.
Sal-El.
Sal-El. Krypton, CPA.
Thanks for having me over today, folks. This will take about an hour. Have some documents for you to sign.
No, but I never wanted to get a trampoline once I had kids. I'm like, I don't think so.
Well, you hear too many stories.
Too much liability, too.
Yeah. Oh, the neighbors? Oh, yes.
Everywhere I lived, there was always at least one in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
And you could just go use theirs.
But these places sound, because it's not just the floor,
great.
It's the walls.
Well, you jump from trampoline to trampoline, and they've got padding in between them. And then, yes, they have some, Steve, that are at an angle.
Yeah.
Now, they have very specific rules about what you can and can't do.
Okay.
As far as, and there are little videos that are running that you can't, do flips off of the ones that are off of the.
Oh, you can't?
I'm pretty sure. Kathy, did you watch? Did they have like a video running? I'm thinking of Sky High. They have it.
Yes. No, they had something when we were waiting in line for the obstacle course. They had a video running.
Because I was so bummed that I couldn't, because I went to the Sky Zone.
Yeah.
And I couldn't use that one. I was like, all right, we'll start it here at the foam pit, and then I'm going to go over to that one where they have trampoline walls. And I never got to do the trampoline walls.
Here I go.
I need to go back there because when I what's that place called? Get High?
Get Air.
Ricochet.
Get high.
That's a different part.
Get High are open Monday through Wednesday, noon to midnight. But
Get high.
Because I went there to pick my son up from a birthday party, and I ended up jumping a little bit just, because it was the end of the night. Everybody was kind of getting their
Right.
shoes on. So, I had to.
You went for a jump.
I had to impress the kids.
Gonna go for a quick jump.
Look at this fat guy jump.
Somebody's texting in next mixer, trampoline park.
I think so.
That would be
sorority
cool.
party or something
We can
like
all
that.
leave with sprained ankles and hurt backs.
And another potential to hurt ourselves, I want to have a roller skating party sometime.
Yes.
God.
That's been that
That's been- you
has to
gotta do that.
happen.
It has to.
We
Can I
have-
wear a helmet though?
Yeah.
All right. You're not gonna make fun of me.
Well, of course I
Okay.
am.
I need like wrist guards.
Casey, I've been when we do the river rink ice skating. Casey always wears a helmet to that, and I just find it funny because it's nothing but kids and one adult skating around with a helmet on.
a roller skate.
An inspiring story from Touchstone.
Oh no!
He wasn't like the other children.
Oh dude!
He was a full-grown man with his own children. The story of Helmet.
With his own children.
We're gonna call you Helmet. I'm got a helmet on because I like to roller skate. Daddy daughter night. Wait a second, you have children? Dear God.
Dear God.
I just, you
feel safer.
I feel safer. I don't.
I ride a helmet when I ride a bike. I wear a helmet.
I ride a helmet when I wear a bike.
It doesn't go very fast,
That's weird.
but it's totally safe.
Look at this idiot. The other way around. Put the helmet on.
93.3 WMMR.
Thank you, Kathy. Do me a favor, phone screeners. The caller that's on the line now, we're going to have to talk to them at another time, and I do want to talk to that person. But
Absolutely.
we have an announcement that you have to make, and this is going to eat up this entire segment, so we're going to have to do that now. This is something... Not just yet. Hang on. Stop at that. I have a little preamble I want to give to this as we lead in. Last year, we did not know. We knew that the Eagles were doing well.
They were looking good.
They were having a great season.
Yeah.
But we had not really banked on, and probably for good reason, that they would be headed to the Super Bowl like they would. And out of superstition, you don't want to put too many eggs in one basket and start saying, yeah, we're Super Bowl bound, baby.
And we are superstition driven.
Yes. Stupid stition.
Stupid stition is
driven.
the way we refer to it.
Especially Casey.
Yes.
And so therefore, we didn't really start putting any plans in place for what we might want to do should the Birds be headed to Phoenix. And
Big ideas.
the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Here and there, chit-chat.
And I wonder if we would have known about it if we wouldn't have done something we did a few months ago. But we're ready to do it again, and with good purpose. Ladies and gentlemen, now we can have the drum roll. Thank you.
My brother.
We are sending Casey on another big adventure, only this time it's Casey's big game adventure, Jaw on the Road again.
Jaw on the road again.
Yes.
Casey's going Jaw on the road again.
It is Jaw on the Road again.
Hashtag it's a Philly thing, my friend.
Yep.
Casey's going Jaw on the road again.
And
Go Birds.
Go Birds, exactly.
Yeah.
So this is what we are going to do. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to relive one of the most fun weeks of broadcasting we've had in I don't know how long, when we sent Casey and Jackie and Kyle Mack cross country for a drive all the way to California.
Make a boy's dream come true.
It's kind of what led to us hiring Kyle.
It's true, yeah. So Kyle now full-time position here with the show in our video department. Well, he's going to join Casey and Jackie, and they are going to, instead of driving to California, they're going to drive to Arizona. In fact, Casey's driving them to Phoenix, by the way. All right, so... But we have a mission in mind. This is not just a leisure trip.
No.
Just
This
to go. And,
mission-based.
and see some things here and there. No, this is mission-based, and this is where you are going to come in. We have a couple of things that we're going to add along to this ourselves, but we've decided in the tradition of stupid stition.
Yes, which we excel at.
Which is making sure that you do all the right things to have the everything in the cosmos align.
Yes.
To ensure a victory. We have decided to key off what has become the catchphrase for the team, which is "It's a Philly thing."
Yeah.
So Casey is going to be taking with him some Philly things to Phoenix to get them close, to bring the mojo, bring all this stuff as close to the team and to the venue as possible to create this aura of victory around what's happening.
Listen, there's, nobody knows better the ways to navigate the many pitfalls that can occur when you're trying to play superstitions right.
Yes. Right.
So you are obviously the head on this. You're the Captain Picard. You're the James T. Kirk. And so I feel very confident. And I love this idea, Preston. Say you're here. There's no way you can make it out there, but you want something of you, something of you believe your mojo, something that you will help propel them to victory. To make that sojourn, we're going to have a way for you to do that.
So since it's a Philly thing, we were going to ask for your Philly things to take with us to bring them to Phoenix and get them close. Well, the stadium's actually in
Glendale, Arizona.
So they're going to make it there, but we will be collecting things from you. And we're looking for small things, little mementos, a piece of you, a piece of something that represents the team, of something that represents our city, something that a good luck charm, whatever it may be. In fact, it doesn't even have to represent the team specifically, as in, say, the Eagles. If it's your good luck charm that you like to use and you want us to take it there, we will take it there and drive it across. And there's going to be stops along the way, too.
And important stops.
That have significance to the Eagles.
Yeah, and by the way, we're going to take it there. We're not bringing it home.
Yes.
Yeah, we're going to leave it there.
Make sure it's something you can part with, but also know that you're parting with it to give the best possible mojo to our beloved Eagles.
Now, mind you, Casey, Jackie, and Kyle they're not going to the game.
No, they are not.
They're going to drive there. They're going to believe this stuff on a special occasion, and then they're coming back. And then they're flying back. They're going to drive there, and then they're going to fly back, and I'll tell you who all the sponsors are and everybody that's helping us out with this.
Do you want to know why that's also the case? You weren't, last Super Bowl victory, you weren't there either.
I wasn't, and because I'm so superstitious, I have to make sure that I was in the same place with the same people to watch the game on Sunday.
Exactly.
And so, and that requires me to not be in Glendale, Arizona.
So we decided that we, the President and Steve Show, need to bring a Philly thing along as well, because it's a Philly thing, and we want to take Philly things to Arizona for this. So
the embodiment, right?
Yeah. So we decided to take have Casey take a Philly thing with him, and we are proud to announce that Philly thing is none other than from our sister station, Mr. Anthony Gargano. Will be joining Casey, Jackie, and Kyle. And he's on right now. Yo, Anthony, you there, buddy?
Let's do it, boys! We're gonna do it! That's right, man! Take me with you guys!
Oh my God. Listen, this was an idea that Casey had, Anthony, and it was posed to Chuck D'Amico, program director. And I can't believe they said yes to let you do this, man.
I am also superstitious, and I was not at the Super Bowl victory. I was in Minnesota, and I flew back on the Friday before the game.
No kidding.
All right.
Yes.
Excellent.
So I'm with you guys, man.
Yeah.
And I am prepped. I cannot wait to do this. Are you kidding me, boys? You guys know that.
All right, and so this is going to be a packed vehicle.
It's going to be a packed vehicle, but thankfully our friends from Subaru are equipping us with an Ascent that has, two big captain's chairs in the back and, two big seats in the front. And, I think Kyle and Jackie and we learned what were the essentials to bring in the car. And, so I think, me personally, I'm going to pack a little bit lighter than I did last time. But we just want it to be a comfortable ride.
Yeah, you're fresh off the experience.
Air fresheners in there?
You're going to need them.
Yeah.
Anthony, have you ever driven across the country or driven across multiple states?
No, brother. The closest I went was Myrtle Beach.
Oh, my God.
Okay.
Yeah, with two little kids.
This is a little different.
Yeah.
So you're going to Arizona with 3 little kids.
Boy, so that's cool.
Anthony, when Casey and Jackie and Kyle did it last year, Casey brought decorative lights and music. So there were points in time, especially when they're driving really early, where it looked like the inside of a disco. It was fantastic. It's really a great amount of mood lighting, and it certainly added to the trip from our perspective.
Well, I love that. Listen, I'm all about mood. So we're going to have a blast, boys. We're going to have a great time.
Wow.
And we're definitely bringing some luck. I love your idea. Genius.
Oh, excellent.
Thank you.
Anthony, I know you have a friendship with Casey. Do you know Jackie at all?
I do. Jackie's awesome, man. You kidding? I love Jackie.
Okay, all right.
So
I'm pumped up.
You guys are in that car, or and I don't know actually where Kyle stands on the sports realm, but we've got really pure Philadelphia. I mean, Jackie with the mummer vibe, and you, Anthony, with your obviously you're beloved in the city and your sports connection, and Casey bleeds green, and all of this in the right way.
Oh, and the soulful voice of Kyle.
Singing all the songs you need.
Yes.
And we hope to hear you sing at some point, Anthony. It's going to be amazing.
I'll be singing. Don't worry.
We're definitely.
I got no shame.
Oh, we're definitely doing carpool karaoke again. We're definitely going to do that, and Cuz is going to sing here, man.
Yeah. Do you sing it?
No, I'm horrible.
That's perfect. That's what we're looking
exactly
for.
what we want.
Oh my God. So we're gonna have you guys depart on Monday morning. Hit the road, and like Casey said, we're gonna get a green Subaru. By the way, from our friends at Subaru of America. And you guys will head out. We'll be checking in with you the whole way. And I think you'll be checking in with the Fanatic as well when you're doing this, right?
Yeah, so I'll be checking in with the Fanatic. We'll be doing that every hour or so. So we'll be giving updates. So it's the perfect kind of marriage.
Yeah.
Because, I love you guys, and you guys are great. You're always great with us, and it's so much fun. So we're going to do it. It'll be a dual partnership. Bring the birds of victory.
Yes.
Parade.
Yep.
Yeah, and we have some ideas of stops along the way, at least, like 2 stops. So
that means something.
That means something to this team and to the city. So, and
do we want to reveal what you plan to do at each stop, or hold on that
I think
for a
let's
little bit?
refine it. We got to, actually, to be honest, guys, for the most part, we threw this together yesterday.
We're making it up as we go.
So we'll reveal those, I think, as we get them more solidified.
But I'm up for suggestions, especially suggestions on the everything on the west coast side of the Mississippi River, as to places that we can go to that has any sort of significance to this town, the city, the team, because we do have a couple of stops that we are going to make that we think are paramount to this organization.
One thing that's been asked a lot, just so you can be confident, BirdBot will be represented on the Sojourn in a
somehow.
form.
Well, once we added a fourth, we don't know what kind of
we
room
can bring we can bring part of BirdBot.
That might be it, because BirdBot's a little
big.
large.
It's big, yeah.
And I don't think we'll have room for that.
And BirdBot was at the win last time.
A nice picture of BirdBot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Perfect.
Well, okay.
We can take part of BirdBot.
We want BirdBot to get there, but we can't have BirdBot in the car for a long period of time. But so we can take BirdBot out of the parking lot with us.
Take a part of BirdBot, and you'll be fine. We don't need to have the whole mechanism.
Or are you thinking we leave it and have people pick it up and take it?
No,
on the
I
trip
want to
out there?
definitely hand it off to somebody. I assume that there are going to be a number of people that are going to be driving across the country starting Monday.
As soon as we mention this, we got 3 or 4 texts of other people that are driving out next week. So there are going to be a lot of Philadelphians leaving the area at some point.
So you think we can pull it off, Nick? Getting
yeah.
BirdBot. So Anthony, I don't know if you're familiar with what we did last time, but we had BirdBot originate from here. A robotic Eagles fan, and it made it all the way.
Yeah, we had to. It was like a relay. People had to hand it off to other people who were road tripping, and we couldn't just have one person take it. It had to go through several hands. So maybe we can pull that off again.
Yes, absolutely. All right, very cool.
But the cool thing here is our first stop, right? So when we did this last time, we basically drove from here to St. Louis, which was a long drive.
Right.
Our first stop is going to be a little bit shorter, but is going to have major significance not only to this radio station, but also to the radio station that Anthony works for.
All right.
Okay, nice.
All right.
And on their way to Phoenix.
You're driving me to Phoenix!
All the way.
You know what's interesting is that in 2004, I actually drove to Jacksonville. Me, and if you guys remember the legendary Steve Martirano.
Yeah.
So Steve and I drove from Philly to Jacksonville to the Super Bowl that year, and so I think it's that. And this is going to be fun. I have some history in driving to the Super Bowl.
Okay.
Now, did you go to that game?
I went to that game.
Okay, that's good because that didn't work out well.
Because I drove to Jacksonville and I went to that game too, and we know how that worked out. For
Perfect.
us.
Yeah. You're correcting it the right way.
Yeah, and both of you guys, were working for different radio stations at that time, so it all cancels
Just
out.
like now.
Yes.
That's right.
Anthony, it could not work out any better. This is perfect.
But I have a green Kelly green suitcase that I want to pack with as much of our listeners' good luck Philly things that we can leave in Phoenix, or actually I want to leave these in Glendale. I want to leave them like on basically at the site of the stadium. Yes.
Perfect scenario, like your uncle or whatever who is a massive fan and could never make it out there, can't make it this year, or maybe I don't know, passed or whatever. You want a little piece, a little coin, maybe your uncle's skull if you can exhume the body.
Well, maybe like
well,
the pinky
that might be too much.
Pinky bone.
Yeah, but get that piece of
Great
you.
idea.
Right. Well, we're thinking about conservation of space inside the vehicle, Anthony.
Yeah.
And a pinky's smaller than a skull. So, but yeah, no, I love all this.
All right, Ant, it's underway. It's official. We are doing this, and we're excited you're going to be a part of it, man.
Man, thanks, boys. I can't wait. I'm fired up. Love you guys, man.
I love you too. And Monday it happens.
All right, we'll talk to you soon. All right, bud?
All right, brothers.
All right, rock on. There he is, Anthony Gargano, guys. Going along. He's our Philly thing, one of our Philly things. It's a Philly thing. And we're sending as many things as we can that we can fit in a decent amount of space. So we're going to have to, here's what we're going to have to figure out. Like I said, we had a conversation about this yesterday. This is where this mainly came together. But we have to figure out a way to get your Philly things that you want us to take on this road trip, to put in the sweat equity to drive over a series of days to make it there with people who love this town and love this team, to create all the aura that they can, all this positive energy to head out that way. We got to figure out how to get these things from you, and they need to be like small little mementos that we can grab from you.
So, for instance, if I were listening and I wanted to give a piece of something that I had to take along, I actually have some confetti from when the Eagles won the Super Bowl.
Perfect.
In Minneapolis.
Perfect.
So a listener gave me a tiny little jar of confetti. I'm going to take a couple of pieces of that out because I don't want to get rid of all of it.
Okay.
But I want that to be there because that confetti is good luck confetti, man.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like that idea. So whatever it may be, it could be, if you want to take a piece of something and give it to us, we could do that.
Your favorite crack pipe. Something like that.
I don't know.
No.
If there's residue on it, these guys could get in trouble.
Right,
Or something like that, so we don't want to do that.
I'm coming up with bad things.
But whatever your stupid station is, and we don't want to take away like your game-winning jersey, the one that you wear when you watch the game and it's proven. We don't necessarily want that, but it doesn't even have to be a tried and true good luck charm, but just something, just a piece of something to take with us.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to be bringing some tasty cakes and some Hershey chips and stuff like peanut chews,
soft pretzels,
absolutely. Soft pretzels, got to have all that stuff.
A mini Liberty Bell.
Yes.
We got to do stuff like that. Something that represents Rocky. Some of the standards. A cheesesteak, if you will.
What if
don't mind if I do.
Took a piece of, and just a piece of, the Declaration of Independence.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It's here.
We will contact the National Archives when we get off the show.
Chip off a piece of the Liberty Bell.
A little piece of that.
Yeah.
Well,
take the Rocky statue.
Let's get a ventilator from Chop.
Okay, we could do that.
Part of Ben Franklin.
Part of Ben Franklin.
I know where he's buried.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
No, but like the Liberty Bell, but the wood on the top of the Liberty, you could shave a little bit of that off. I think that would be easier than getting the iron or the
We just
steel.
talked about, how about this? Finger off of the thinker.
Yeah, we could do that too.
I'm curious to see who else is going to be there when you guys get there, like celebrities. Bradley Coopers of the world, Rob McElhenney's. I heard that Kreischer might be going to the Super Bowl.
Oh, no kidding!
And Shane Gillis, who's a Philly comedian, and he's great. So, I texted Kate Flannery yesterday and asked her if she was going, and she said. Bradley Cooper hasn't invited her yet. but Kate's going to check in with us next week. And in case when you get there, there's a Radio Row and there's so much stuff that happens the whole week leading up to it.
Remember, Bert was at the parade with us.
That's right.
He sure was.
He holds a little bit of history in this whole adventure.
So speaking of Radio Row, we put in for credentials yesterday.
Nice.
We were a little bit late with that, but we hope that we'll be able to get onto Radio Row.
To be honest, that's going to be the main. Everyone's doing that.
Mm-hmm.
This is the work that needs to go into the victory ahead of the victory.
Yeah,
and that's where this is an essential part of the whole algorithm, if you will, which is a word I just decided to use.
Okay,
I like that.
That's good.
It's got a lot of syllables in it. It makes it sound smart.
Now this is if you've ever done a road trip. You know how what an adventure these can be. You know, I mean, if you've done it yourself, it's more than just getting in the car and driving. There's a lot that goes into those hours, those days actually spent. So the reason we're having them leave on Monday is because we want them to arrive by Friday, and it gives them plenty of time. You guys, like you said, Casey, for the original Casey's Big Adventure. By the way, this is being called Casey's Big Game Adventure.
Yes, different.
But for the original Big Adventure, you guys you did too much driving.
We did a lot of driving.
You crammed to eat too many hours per day in the vehicle. So we're going to stretch that out a little bit and give you a little bit more time to get there. It's not quite as far. How many hours from Los Angeles is Phoenix?
It's
4?
It's about the same drive. It's
Oh my
really,
God, seriously?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a lot of driving. We might. I did some of the map of it last night. They might shave off 1 or 2 hours a day, but it's going to be a lot of driving, especially early on. Well, actually, I think the second day.
That
what we
first
talked about,
day is, so on Monday, we're going to end up in an area, and Nick and I were kind of going over the map, and it's like, wow, we just kind of need to stop here, and we need to figure out, what we're going to do on Tuesday, because Tuesday was going to be...
You guys double up on your sleeping bags.
Ooh, we could do that.
You get in Jackie's.
Well, hopefully Marriott's going to hook us up.
Oh, there you go. They're awesome. Yeah.
Well, I know who's definitely hooking us up, and it's Duncan. They're the official sponsor of Casey's Big Game Adventure. So they're going to set you guys up with some of the app, the gift cards on the app, and you guys will be able to run on Duncan the whole way out.
We're going to be drinking green muchachos the entire way over.
That's what Jackie calls a macchiato.
Yeah, green muchachos.
And salad balls are green.
Salad balls are green.
Yes.
We got to eat all the green you can on the way out there. So, but the bottom line is we haven't figured out exactly how to gather these Philly things yet. We got to make sure we do that. Do we want to... I know Monday morning when we have you guys ready to leave, we could collect some here.
We could.
But what about tomorrow during our show? Have somebody downstairs that can maybe...
Here's the deal. I'd rather do that than, you know what I mean? So, because that's the day we're leaving. I'd rather have as much stuff buttoned up
already
as
ready to
possible,
go.
ready
You don't want to be trying to make rhyme or reason out of what you're collecting. So then let's make it... tomorrow and set a time, or do we run the entire length of the show? If you can get over here and drop your stuff up.
Tomorrow and Monday, if we can.
Will we have? Is there somebody that could hang out down the lobby? Okay, Marissa says we can get one of our interns down there. So tomorrow morning, during our program, One Bala Plaza in Bala Cynwyd is where we're located. If you need the information or address, you can go to WMMR.com to get that. But stop by and drop off a Philly thing. Yeah, that we should take with it because it's a Philly thing, man.
And you know what we're talking about.
Yeah. It's just got to be small.
Yeah.
We don't need, full.
Very small.
Would a baseball hat be too big, or are we looking for things smaller than that?
No. I think that's fine.
How about skis?
It's going to get...
Okay.
Here's my snowboard.
A bike.
A bike. All right, skis maybe not. Bike is too big.
Yeah, okay.
Bike is definitely too big.
I would say baseball hat or smaller.
Yeah.
Yes, I'd start with that as a gauge as to size-wise what we can take.
What about gold bars and dollar bills?
Gold bars are fine. I'm probably going to keep those.
Okay.
And
I'll
they're
bring them
smaller
down.
than a baseball hat, probably.
Yeah. Dollar bills are green.
There you go.
Yeah, so
as many
sort
of those as possible.
I listen. Yeah, all of that stuff, and like I was thinking, somebody had mentioned the little a little card that you get at a family member's pass. You get those little cards.
Yeah.
They're little commemorative. I don't know. It's not a mass card,
wants,
but it's and take that little bit, something from your heart. Actually, your own heart. Yeah.
No, maybe like your pet's heart.
Your pet's
or something
heart,
like
yes.
that. We don't
One that is perhaps ill already.
Right.
That first trip across the country was so fun and so successful. I'm a little bit nervous about this one.
Do you know what, though? This has a
good.
more directed. Also, I think, and we've talked about your stops, they're germane, they're even Tito to the result of this. Yes. Yeah. I think so. I'm excited.
I'm a little bit nervous.
So we need to get as much as we can tomorrow.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
And then listen, there's going to be some other things that are happening next week as well.
A lot.
Here. So this is just going to be something that's kind of going to be, running behind the surface, under the surface, as you guys
under the sea.
But there are other big things that we were talking about. One of the things I think we'll make an announcement maybe either today or tomorrow about having people come here.
Well, it's the nature of the beast. Again, Preston, you said it right at the beginning. This is true. You want to be aware of what you might do, but you also know that if we're talking about stupidstition, you don't want to overplan and have it, and that ruin the mojo.
Yeah.
You've got to be humble.
By the way, this isn't Steve Wilson. It says people can drop off things at Wilson's Secret Sauce all weekend.
That's probably
of course
him.
it
Yeah.
is.
If it is, then Steve,
Yes.
if you can bring him by here Monday morning, we'd appreciate you being a drop-off location.
You probably should bring some brisket.
We'll start here with the brisket,
right.
and we'll see if it makes it out to, if it makes it all the way out.
And as handles to carry it in, I would suggest the Impossible cheesesteaks.
Yeah. So here, all right. So Travis Kelce of the Chiefs, he implored Chiefs fans to do not do anything to the Rocky statue.
It's bad mojo.
It's bad mojo. So we're following the same suit. I want zero bad mojo. I want nothing but Philly love.
Yes.
From Philadelphia to Phoenix, Arizona. It is going to be nothing but positive Philly vibes.
Yeah, that's one of the things we talked about. Should Casey swing by Arrowhead Stadium and do something stupid there? And we're like, no,
derail a train.
I think that's setting a bad.
It's bad.
It's bad mojo. As you were saying earlier.
It's like the
bad
Craft.
juju.
Remember in the Craft, if they did something, it was visited back to them 3 times.
Yeah, exactly.
And so we don't want that.
Nothing but positivity.
So if we do anything at Arrowhead or Kansas City, it's going to be nice.
It'll be with love.
I'm thinking of the song
Be nice.
But what if Kansas City calls our mother a whore?
Is she?
What are you going to say, Nick?
The song Love Train. By the OJs. That's a Philly song.
Yes.
And we're going to be spreading love all over the world. People of the world join hands.
And then we're going to murder them.
No.
So, yes, if you're just tuning in, we'll reiterate this. Casey is headed back for it's Casey's big game adventure, and we're using the parentheses title, Jaw on the Road Again.
Jaw on the road again.
Thank you to Zach for this song.
Casey's going, Jaw on the road again.
And so it's going to be Casey and Jackie Bam Bam. Our buddy Kyle Mack is going to be along for the ride. He's going to be chronicling everything, video, and he's going to sing, too.
Yeah.
And we've decided to add our Philly thing. Anthony Gargano is going to go along for the ride from our sister station, 97.5 The Fanatic. And they're hopefully going to be staying at some Marriott hotels along the way. We thank you to Marriott. And they're going to be riding again in a Subaru. They're going to give us a green Subaru.
Love it.
To drive. And it's all sponsored by Dunkin', of course, because the Preston and Steve Show. And Casey's Big Game Adventure runs on Dunkin'. And this is just to get the excitement level up, like it could be up any more than it already is, but also to just create nothing but positive vibes across the country. And yes, planning some stops along the way that have some significance, and we'll be checking in with them the entire time. We'll play some contests. We're definitely doing the carpool karaoke again, which was a blast. And,
just to hear Anthony sing.
And we've got to hear Anthony sing. And by the way, I think the reason Jackie is going is because Anthony can't drive.
Yeah. He can drive, just not long distances.
He can't drive long distances at night because he's got some eyesight issues.
And Jackie, as you know, drives. I'll be curious to see when Jackie's driving recklessly.
Yeah, doesn't he drive fast?
He does.
Dude, he drives so fast and he hovers over the wheel.
Oh, man.
So much so that
it's like a condor driving.
His nose is touching the windshield. But he got us to California safely.
Listen, when push comes to shove, it's all good.
Somebody has a good idea.
What is it?
If we could get some clippings from Jim Gardner's mustache.
Do you think?
To take with. Oh,
right.
yeah.
So, Kathy, can you get some sort of like from the city?
Like a low-cut outfit or something like that?
No, checking the gas. We heard there was a gas leak. Get into his bathroom.
Okay.
Get the shavings.
Oh, you want me to show up like in a,
I thought you wanted her to seduce him and then clip his...
I used to watch you all the time.
Cut his mustache.
I was thinking a little bit more Mission Impossible, but maybe both that would work.
Okay.
Or we do the straight-up ask now...
I think we should do
we
that.
Stop with the mustache, or do we ask for some pubes?
Now, come on.
Okay.
Yeah,
all right. I know.
Come on.
Do you want to win?
I want to win, but I also want to be friends with Jim Gardner.
Barely came on our show. I don't think he's giving us clippings of his mustache.
If you would like to recommend some stuff, and by the way, may I point out when we had Anthony first jump on and he yelled "Go Birds," almost everyone who texted in thought that it was Gary Lauer. And that our Philly thing that we were going to send would be Gary Lauer. But no, it's Anthony Gargano.
With Gary, the problem is you don't know which states he's wanted in, and that's the issue.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right, so suggest some things, if you like, that we should take. But more importantly, we want some personal items of yours to take along with us. Something that you think will be impactful, that will have a positive vibe to it, that will we're just stacking the deck. That's all we're doing. We're just stacking the deck.
Beautiful, man.
Just doing whatever you can. You haven't been drinking or nothing. That's our Gary Lauer. So we're excited. It's going to start on Monday.
Yeah.
And you can stop by tomorrow morning during our program and drop off your things if you like. We'll have somebody down front to meet. We should have checked with the building, but we're making this up as we go along. But you can drop off some stuff for us to take.
Yeah, and honestly, we are open to any sort of suggestions because I think
this needs to be a reflection of you, right?
Yeah, no doubt. But I think the more brains on this, the better. But there's a lot of country between us and Phoenix, and a lot of significance to this city, to this team. So if there is any sort of stops that you think make sense, I'm up for it. I'm totally up for it. But I do think our first stop is going to be a lot of fun. So.
A couple of people are recommending grass clippings from the link, if that's possible. I don't know if we know someone who could get some of that. What?
Well, yeah. I wonder if I have the contact information for somebody who was on.
Could we convince Jim Gardner to get in there and get us some grass clippings?
We've got it.
He is so revered in this city.
Jim, we have an assignment for you.
Anytime, boys.
All right. All right. So these are the things we're trying to accomplish.
Yes.
As we send Casey out on his big game adventure, John the Road again. It's a road trip to Phoenix, mind you, and he is going to make it all the way there with Jackie and Kyle and Anthony Gargano.
You're driving me to Phoenix!
So we'll see how all this plays out. All right, the message is out.
Yeah.
The mission is underway. We will take a break. We'll come back in a moment and reiterate it as we go along through the day because this is kind of last minute that we put this together. Stay with us. We'll be back in just a moment.
Preston and Steve on 93.3 WMMR.
Inspiring story of a child who sought to be different. I'm gonna ride my helmet and wear a bike. You're gonna look like a jerk. Yeah, you're gonna look like an idiot.
I don't care.
Hello, this is the Olympic Committee. We're interested in this new sport you've come up with.
Yes, it's time to find out who the biggest dick in the Delaware Valley is. We actually, you know what? Hats off to Casey Boy because it was his idea and to search for the biggest dick in the Delaware Valley. And it's just you're given this name at birth, Richard, and either your parents. Either they thought it would be funny or they don't realize or, you know what I mean?
I want to find out the reasons because I do agree. And listen, technically it's a fine name. However, I know parents go through the arduous process of, okay, what are kids going to do with this?
Right.
What are they going to do with this? And Richard obviously will become Dick.
So, you ready, Dr. Mike?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's bring in the dicks. We're going to start with, we're going to go with the longest first. Dear God.
Yes, now we're talking.
He is huge. All right, so we've kept these guys separated. Do you still get Snickers at your name?
My freshman year in college, we were getting drunk, coming down the steps, and some guy was coming up with his girlfriend. So he yells with his girlfriend, he goes, "Yo, big dick." I never heard it before. I grabbed him, threw him up against the railing, and I said, "Yo, I thought I told you not to tell nobody."
That's good. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So Dick is here for the length, the height version. So we're going to measure your height. How tall does that thing go, Dr. Mike? Is it over 7 feet? All right, let's bring in the next Dick. We have a very big Dick coming in here.
Yes.
This is Dick Super. Dick Super.
Yes.
How you doing, man?
Super Dick in the house.
Nice. See, I told you guys I had a friend named in high school. His name was Dave Super. His dad's name was Dick.
Oh, you're right. That is actually a great name.
Come on, Super. I mean, it's been the best.
It could be great for you.
Where are you from, by the way?
South Jersey.
So let's measure you, and let's see how you stack up against the other Dick. You're going to get some extra because of that hair of yours.
Yeah.
He's a hairy dick.
Well,
man.
the level will come down right on the.
These dicks are so long, I have to get on a stool.
I noticed.
It's unbelievable.
I'll tell you what, this might be the best looking dick we have in the studio all day.
It's a good looking dick?
Yeah.
Marissa, bring in the next dick, please. This is Dick Steinbeiser.
Dick Steinbeiser.
And it's another biggie, man. Where are you from, sir?
Harleysville.
You haven't seen this guy around town?
I haven't seen that dick anywhere. Not anywhere in Harleysville. And there's a lot of dicks in Harleysville.
There are.
Let's get the official number. We're gonna measure you, but we will not reveal. We're not gonna reveal what that is until we get all 5 of you measured. So right now we're going for the length.
This dick has a shaved head, basically. So
bald dick. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, well, listen, thank you very much, Richard. We appreciate you can have a seat over here, and we'll get the final results in a moment. Richard or Dick Steinbeiser.
It's a smart dick.
And after Kathy's getting in on it.
See, the one who hates this stuff is now participating.
Please, this is Dick Scholl.
Wow, another.
Yeah, another big one.
Yes.
So we've been asking some questions amongst you dicks. Does anybody ever call you Dick, or have they throughout your life?
My older brother kept trying to get my oldest nephew to call me Uncle Dick for the first years of my life. That didn't happen, but what did happen, fortunately for him, is that my nephew couldn't pronounce rich, and it came out with a B sound.
He called you bitch?
Yep. That was Uncle
Bitch. All right, Dick, let's get you on the measuring device here.
All right.
And we'll get the official number.
All right, this one went a little faster than the last few measurements. Mike got this one down fast.
Yeah, quick, Dick.
Bring in the final Dick, please.
Another biggie.
Wow. Tell us about your life with the name Richard and being interchangeable with Dick.
It is pretty lackluster, I would probably say. I only really got it in high school. You know, kids on like my sports teams would be like, "Oh, we call you Big Dick now." And
Big Dick's actually, if you're on a team,
right?
It's pretty cool.
It's intimidating, and it's got a little,
it's got a little panache to it.
Absolutely.
I like it. All right, well, let's get you up on the measuring device and let's take a look. By the way, I love all our dicks.
They're excellent.
They're all great guys.
You guys a big Foo Fighters fans? Got a Foo Fighters shirt on? I'm enjoying the Dick Dale.
Thank you, Dick Dale, and we played Moby Dick, and Dr. Mike just
nearly
fell
bought it
off the chair. Are you okay, Dr. Mike?
Noted TV personality Dr. Mike died in a bizarre dick measuring accident.
Tell you, Preston, in 25 years of practice, these are some of the biggest dicks I've ever seen.
I believe
of course.
it.
You're a man of science.
It's a miracle of nature.
Yes.
All right, so please, if you could, first give us the number and the name of who our biggest dick in the Delaware Valley is, Nick.
At a whopping 82.5 inches, that's 6 feet, 10.5 inches tall. The biggest dick in the Delaware Valley by length. Our first dick in the studio, Dick Barrett, everybody! Congratulations, Dick!
Come on over here, Dick Barrett.
Get over there. Come on.
6'10" and a half.
Big old dick.
Nick, did you say 6'10" and a half?
I sure did, Preston.
Damn, man. Hey,
almost 7 feet tall.
The moment when you walked in, I'm like, that's a huge dick.
But yet, when the other guys are coming in, I'm like, I'm wondering. You know, I'll be curious to hear the other numbers. But yeah, you are a big dick.
Yep.
Thank you.
All right, so we got length out of the way. Time to get to girth. Let's bring in the biggies. We're going to do our first contestant for the biggest dick in the Delaware Valley. Please welcome Dick Zaleski.
Dick Zaleski. Dick, how are you?
You know, your history with the name, and a lot of guys got it in high school.
I had like one guy that thought he was funny in high school that would be like, Rick the Dick. And, but I actually got it from my friends later on that I'm kind of a jerk sometimes.
Okay, so you're sort of a cut up.
Like Rick the Dick. And so,
Dick Zaleski, let's get you on the scale here. We're not going to reveal the number at all until we have weighed everyone, and then we will find out who the biggest dick in the Delaware Valley is by girth. By the way, yes, everyone will be even if your name is Rick, you're going by Dick today.
That's fine.
All right, thanks, man. Have a seat. We'll find out how you do. Thanks for being here this morning. Bring in our next dick. This is Dick L. Coogan.
Yes.
Who we welcome coming over here to Nick. has Dick been a joke from time to time for you, or do people actually call you that?
No, I basically come from a long line of Dicks.
Oh, you do?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
Are you Dick? Are you Little Dick or Dick Jr.?
I'm Dick the Third, actually.
Dick the Third.
Yeah, so my grandfather, my father, my son.
All right, well, let's have you jump on the scale here. Dr. Mike is going to do the official measuring.
While we have a second, I'd like to apologize to the two Dick Siemens who wanted to come in because they really wanted to be a part of this contest. Yeah. But we had enough Dicks, you know, and these guys just didn't qualify to be the biggest Dicks in the Delaware Valley. But thank you guys for submitting.
We had to cut.
It was father and son named Dick Seaman.
Thank you for coming in this morning. We'll find out if you end up being our winner. As he grabs a seat, that's Dick L. Coogan, by the way. The next Dick, let's welcome Dick Mayberry to the studio. Mr. Mayberry is coming over here. Is there any history of Dicks in your family?
Yeah, I'm the third.
Okay.
My grandfather went by Dick.
Do you get any?
Dicks on the dance floor.
As far as Mayberry, your last name, you get any Andy Griffith throwbacks from that?
No, Dick maybe Harry. I have.
Dick maybe Harry.
I like it. Get on the scale, man. Let's see what you come in at. Dick Mayberry. All right.
I want 6 Dicks, man.
I was saying sticks.
Sure you were.
Sticks. Let's bring in the next Dick. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Dick Schmidt. And we welcome him. Any other Dicks in your family?
My father. My father was another big. He was another big Dick.
Another big Dick.
Yeah, about the same size as me.
All right, so we are doing the official measuring. Dr. Mike's going to get his number. He's waiting for the scale to settle. And when he settles on a number, he's got it. You can step back off of there, Dick. And let me see. Who else we have?
Take a look at my face, Dick.
Well, let's bring in Dick Belcastro, our last Dick that we have. Come right over here to Nick, if you would, please. Anybody in your family call you Dick?
Not generally, no. My granddad went by Dick.
Okay.
Dad was Richard. I'm Richard. My brother's Peter.
Peter. There's clearly something going on.
Let's get you on the scale. Let's weigh you, turn around. Dr. Micah's going to get a number.
Here we are. Step up.
All right, so how we doing?
Nick?
We've crunched the numbers over here in the entertainment division, and
you can announce our winner, Nick. Give us the number and then our winner, if you would, please, for the biggest girth amongst our Dicks.
Biggest Dick in the Delaware Valley girth division goes to Dick number 2, Richard Zaleski.
Oh, you're kidding me!
The biggest Dick. 397.6 pounds.
397.
Nearly 400 pounds a Dick.
So,
actually, he was Dick number 1 I have here on our list, which means both of our first Dicks are our winners. Richard Zaleski, right?
Yes, I'm sorry. He was number 2 on my list, number 1 in the contest.
And
You're right,
number
Preston.
1 in your hearts, ladies and gentlemen. Dick Zaleski.
yeah.
Police said 2 drivers on 95 were involved in a road rage incident that ended in gunfire Monday evening. It happened just before 5 o'clock while the 2 cars were exiting the highway on Route 413 in Bristol Township. The victim's car had 2 bullet holes from a .45 caliber semi-automatic handgun. Police said a man pulled up to the victim's car, told him to lower the window, and when he did, the man pointed a gun into the car.
Let's go.
I bet the shooter was from Delco, though. I mean, we'll see when they get up. We'll find out. One shot pierced the right rear quarter panel of the 2011 silver Hyundai Accent. A second bullet was lodged in the top of the passenger side door, where police said the metal and rubber trim stopped the round from hitting the person in the passenger
They
seat.
wasn't shooting at the car, shooting at the person in the car.
Police said the driver was aggressive in the moments prior to the shooting. He kept flashing his high beams, and he followed the victim off of the highway, pacing the car, and then stopped at the traffic light with the victim.
Roll down your window. I want to shoot you.
Yeah. Hey, I have a completely unrelated question, Steve, because just now when you said roll down your window, I want to shoot you, you gestured like this.
Right, yeah.
You took his index finger and did a circling motion.
Still do,
You think young people know what that means?
Probably not.
Let me go to Marissa. Hi.
Right, it's so funny.
Does that mean roll your window down to them?
I don't know, but last year, do you guys remember when we talked to Kate Beckinsale? This is like a total stretch. We talked to Kate Beckinsale, and it was the day that Joel Embiid had tweeted at her, like the day before.
Yeah.
Or Instagrammed at her. I pull up on like 19th and Arch, and Joel Embiid is next to me that afternoon. And I look at him, and I like go wide-eyed, and I go, oh my God, roll down your window. And I'm doing the rolling motion, and he looks at me, and he had no idea what I was talking about. He's
Well,
like,
actually, that looks a little bit like manual stimulation.
Marissa, but you had your fist like this doing that.
I'm going to take care of you sexually.
Yes. Usually people go like this.
Right, roll down
with your
your
index finger.
No.
It's like
Preston,
this?
It's like, no, not like this. this.
Wait, I'm sorry.
That means roll your window.
Roll down your window.
Nothing to do with your mouth.
Wait, Preston. Preston. Roll down your window.
Oh,
Turn around and show
you'd have to be watching our studio cams right now to get it. Yeah.
Roll down your window.
You guys are so inappropriate right now.
Casey's grabbing his ankles. He has his legs up in the air.
Roll down your window.
You need a whole fist rolled
Or
down
this.
the window, guys.
Roll down your
Hey, guys. Hang on a second. Let me get
I didn't understand. I wanted you to roll down your window.
Oh, there's a Daily Rush video right there.
Where's the dildo? You can smack that on your face. Roll down the window.
Sorry, Marissa.
So he didn't get that?
I think I eventually put down the window a little bit, and I told him, and he
all
kind
right.
of did
Fair
a
enough.
smile and sped away.
Cars, this, if you go like this, a button pushing thing.
Yeah, no one's going to know what that is. Roll down your window.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay, sorry about that.
Okay. All right. Moving along.
Arm vaginas.
What does that mean?
Okay.
God, they finally did this.
There has been a slow but steady rise of removal surgery for arm vaginas.
So are they making arm vaginas for replacement vaginas?
No.
How exactly does this work?
This is actually armpit folds within where people have these issues, and they call it the arm vagina.
Oh, I never.
Yep.
I didn't know that's what it was called.
Yeah.
So explain a little bit of the laws here.
Like arm fat. It's like armpit fat that hangs over when you wear like a tube top.
Oh, that looks like a
camel toe. Looks like a camel toe, right?
Just extra like fat and skin. It's not.
There are some though that happen to fall into a very vagina-esque looking flap, and those are the ones you got to correct early.
You got to get rid of that.
You got to get rid of those early. Other ones just look like, hey, they're a little roll of fat and little, popping fresh, but you never would do that to an arm vagina.
The vagina flap. The surgeries performed vary.
It sounds like a bad 50s dance. Everybody's doing the vagina flap now. Come on, baby, do the vagina flap now. Swing your big arms like you have two vaginas.
Come on, baby, do the vagina flap now.
A little bit of lotion and he'll come right there.
Come on. Oh, we're done singing?
If you want to sing. I can't get that eye.
Yeah.
The surgeries performed vary depending on the cause and extent of an arm vagina.
When they have those drastic weight losses and
WMMR.
Somebody suggested that we take amongst the Philly things that Casey's going to take on his big game adventure would be mummer's feathers.
Yes. Oh, we have to.
That's a great idea.
We've got the nuclear mummer in the vehicle.
We have a listener that said that they have some confetti from the parade.
Ooh,
that could go along too. So yes, things like that. That's perfect. That's exactly what we're looking for.
That creates mojo.
You can help us out with it. Yes.
Mummer's feathers, as long as they're not red or yellow, I'm taking them with me.
Okay, we can do that. And I think also like a small container of. And I think we should mix these together. Schuylkill and Delaware River water, some little splash of Yingling beer, and then top it with some water ice.
Water.
And put that into a jar. And take that as some of our Philly things.
I like it.
Jar.
I like it.
Sealed
jar.
Yes, exactly. Real quick, before we made that announcement in this last segment, the segment before that, we were talking about Longwood Gardens and how they just purchased a large tract of land from the DuPont family.
Yes.
Because, how did you say his name? Irini?
Irene.
Irene, that was it. 103 years old. Remember the DuPont family passed away. And so they are, Longwood Gardens is going to get that property, and they're going to hopefully use it to just as a beautiful parcel for people to appreciate.
Yes.
And we got into a discussion. Steve, you had mentioned that there was somebody we knew from the DuPont family.
Yeah, when we were at Y100, we met somebody who was, I forget what. She's related to the family.
Yeah, we were reaching out.
Looking to who's the richest person listening to the show at the time is what we did.
And this is a long time ago.
Yeah.
And she called up, and right when we were about to announce Casey's big game adventure, She was on the phone line. I'm like, well, we got to do this. We got to do this big announcement. But she's back on the line here. So you want to talk to? It's Carolyn.
Yeah.
So let's go to her. Hey, Carolyn. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hey.
How are you guys?
We're great. Long time. How you doing?
I'm great. I'm living back in Kennett, and it's so sad to hear about Irene's passing. He was such a wonderful guy.
Oh.
So did you encounter him a lot, Caroline?
So our family does something called New Year's Calling, and every New Year's Eve, all the girls go to the big estates, and the men of the family come calling, and they bring gifts. And so one of the houses on the tour was Grenoble, which was his estate. And he was just very nice, always opened his house. It was absolutely beautiful. And he'd allow people to bring four-wheelers and things like that. He just really enjoyed making people happy. So
he seemed like a cool guy. We were reading
I wasn't close with him.
Yeah. How do you fall in the family tree? What's your position?
So John DuPont was my great uncle,
Okay.
the notorious one.
Yeah, right. Yes.
You know, but William Henry is my great grandfather.
Okay.
That's wild.
Wow.
That's I mean,
All right.
that's cool.
So where are you in life? What's going on? What are you married, kids, any of that stuff? It's been a long time since we talked to you.
I'm not married. I'm not married, but I do have two amazing daughters they're 10 and 8. Yeah, and they keep me busy.
I'm sure. They're 10 and 8, you said?
Yeah.
Okay, nice.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, you got your hands full then.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
And then my friends do volunteer work. My friend actually just started a, oh gosh, why can't I think of what it's called? A charity. It's called Philabelly, which is, it's like Philabundance, but instead we do brown bags and go out to the homeless in Philly.
Oh, that's excellent.
And that's a great name, Philabelly.
Yeah,
I love that
Yeah,
name.
yeah.
That's so cool. Nice. All right, well, listen, we just thought it'd be cool that you called in to catch up real quick, and I'm happy that life seems to be treating you well, and you're back in our area, and if you ever want to come back and say hi, we'd love to see you, okay?
Yeah.
Oh, I'd love to. Have fun on your trip.
Thank you. We definitely will. If there's any kind of Philly thing you want to send with us, you let us know, okay?
I will. All right. Well,
All right.
bye, guys.
All right, take care, Carol. We'll
that's
see you later.
cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, you forget about, I mean, listen, the DuPont family, you know that obviously they're very, and I didn't know the level of their, I mean, I knew it was obviously the power player in the world of money and invention and all that stuff, but it's like big.
Yeah.
So, but they have plenty of family members that are in and around the area. Carolyn's one of them, so that was cool. Nice.
By the way, I'm not leaving an unattended bag at the Super Bowl stadium on Friday.
Right.
People were like on the YouTube.
Where can I leave this bag? I have to go.
You should put on an Eagles ski mask and take a bag, like a black duffel bag, and just leave it right outside the stadium.
Make sure there's something ticking in there.
So what do you? How do you want to leave those things?
Well, I'm going
You want to bury them?
I haven't decided yet, but I think
Where can I bury this bag?
Maybe
Excuse me, security. Where's the best place to bury this bag?
It really all depends on how much stuff I have.
I think,
and I would like to take them out and place them around.
To be honest, if you are within proximity and can even spread around, so you know how when you're trying to keep a demon from getting into the house,
you make a circle,
a salt circle.
Yeah.
So just pick a perimeter out around.
I like that,
and use it to that. That'll bring in the good mojo.
Ooh,
all right.
Yeah.
I like it
like a protective dome.
A protective dome for
over the
our players.
And listen, man, I'm the really superstitious, so I'm gonna, if you bring something that I don't think brings the mojo that I want, I'm gonna have to say no. So, like for instance, our friend Cast Iron Kyle, I love that guy, but he was going to give me a pin from the 1980 Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't win.
They didn't win that one.
They didn't win.
And that's it. I'm. There's no question. You are the man to helm this trip. You know, and we talked about it. And when Anthony brought up going to the Super Bowl, driving down that particular one, of course they lost. You were at that one as well in Jacksonville.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And so no, you don't. No, you got to change it up. You don't do that.
You don't go to the game. You go out there. You make the trip. That's the sweat. That's the effort put into it, and then you turn around, you come back here, and then you're with the people you were with when they won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, buddy.
And that's the way we're doing it. That's what we're going for.
Because this is all science-based.
Casey's big game adventure, Jaw on the road again.
Yeah.
Because it's the second time we've done this type of thing. And we're keying off of it's a Philly thing and taking Philly things there.
We need your Philly things.
And we need your Philly things, whatever those may be. If they're good luck charms, great. Not
Small.
If they're not, if they're just, if they're small and represent the area, that's cool too.
You know, you're mentioning jerseys and stuff like that, Kathy. If someone wants to, if they want to, a little clip, a little
clipping.
swatch would be fine.
Yeah, you can do that. And by the way, sponsored by our friends at Duncan. It's amazing, with help from Subaru and Marriott.
Yeah, Subaru, by the way, just unbelievably helpful. And Matt Ritter's just the best. And thank you to Danielle Yingling at Marriott. We're going to set those hotels up later today. So thanks to both of those people. Got an email from Eric Simon that said, did you guys announce that this is a repeat road trip today because it's Groundhog Day?
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
Exactly why we did it.
Of course we did. Real quick, you guys mind if I do a couple shout outs?
Yeah.
I got this very interesting email from Samantha Gladnick. And Sam is she's a player and a board member of the Philadelphia Notorig. And Notorig is it's the hurling and camogie club.
I don't know camogie, but I know hurling.
Camogie, I assume that's how you pronounce it, but it's the female version of hurling.
Okay.
Okay.
Didn't intern Erin, wasn't she a hurler?
I think she was, yes.
I think she was camogie. And she said, we're an amateur sports league and nonprofit bringing the Irish sports of hurling and camogie to the Philadelphia area. The club is for both men and women of any experience and or interest levels to come together as a community to celebrate the love of the sport and culture where it came from. And she said, I wanted to reach out for two reasons. One, to give a shout out to both our men's and women's team who won the GAA National Championships this past summer in August.
They won the GA?
She said, yes, I'm very late, the GA. And a large number of us who are also fans of the Preston and Steve Show. So a shout out.
You got that right.
Congratulations. And then we got an invitation to come out and practice our game with us.
I'd like to see it. I want them to bring the game here.
And she said, I know over the past several years around St. Patrick's Day, the conversation regarding hurling and Gaelic sports often comes up.
Yes.
What better way for you guys to enjoy your St. Patrick's Day than to come and learn the sport yourself? I'm reaching out early this year in the hopes that you can get yourself ready and excited for St. Patrick's Day now that the big holidays are officially over. And we have Winter League up until approximately April, to which then we switch to our outdoor season. And you can check out our website at phillyhurling.com and check out our social medias on Facebook at Philadelphia Hurling and Camogie Club or on Instagram. And Camogie is spelled Camogie. I'm probably butchering that. But camogie, I believe. So
I like camogie.
I think it's a cool game. It's very reminiscent to lacrosse. And the sticks they use are cool. I actually have a hurling stick at home.
Really?
Yeah, I got it from Murph. Gave it to me years ago. Not Nick Murphy, but our buddy Murph, straight from the motherland. Island.
It's kind of like a field hockey stick a little bit, right? It doesn't have netting. It's
flat.
Flat. Okay.
It's like a baseball.
It's a menstrual cup.
No, it's not like a
I'm
menstrual
thinking of
cup
another
at all.
sport then.
It looks like a baseball bat, but it's more flat than that, and the end of it is kind of just it's just a flat area, and you pick up this thing, the ball or whatever you want to call it, and you throw it or you hit it.
Yeah.
And, it's pretty cool.
It's always the same sort of idea, right?
Yeah, it's a ball and stick game essentially. But I wouldn't. I don't know. I wonder if my shoulder would handle that motion or not. I'm better at. I don't want to mess up my golf game.
Now that you, what are you? What are you playing at right now?
5.2.
Huh?
Handicap.
That's good.
Yeah.
All right. That's very good.
I think it's good.
Yeah.
But anyway, so. Thank you, Samantha, for the invitation. We appreciate that.
Can I ask you what 5.2 means?
So
it's like 5 and just under 6.
Okay.
No, it's kind of hard to explain. So it doesn't mean that I will score 5 point. It doesn't mean my average score is a 77. If par 72, it doesn't mean that I'll score 77.
Okay, that's what I thought.
No. The numbers associated, there's a mathematical calculation, and then it depends on the slope and rating. I can't believe I'm telling this. The slope and rating of the golf course, okay? And then there's math you have to do when you find out what your handicap index is. And then through that math, it will tell you how many strokes you can take in the round to shoot at par.
Okay. So you're saying by the end of the 18 holes, your score is 5.
Yes, my score is 5.
Wow.
But no, it's pretty good. It's good to be a single-digit handicap, and I'm a lower single-digit. I'd like to get down to 4s.
And you'd written the game off entirely years ago. And look at that.
And then Trinity Rehab came along.
You're like our new Rocky.
All right,
Am
so
I like that?
I think so.
Okay.
Should I go through the Rockies on my way to Phoenix, by the way?
I think you got to be as direct as you can possibly be. Yeah.
Go through the Rockies.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But I would have to go. I can't go through Rockies 1. I have to go because he lost. So I'd have to go through the Rockies 2, wherever that would be.
He won 2. Yeah, he won the rest of them.
Hey, what is Rory? What would his handicap be?
Rory
McIlroy.
Oh, okay.
Oh, those guys are plus handicap.
Oh.
Yeah, those are. If you're like a +2, you need to add 2 strokes.
Okay.
If you are, or you would subtract 2 strokes.
Okay.
From your those guys are they're beyond. They're ridiculous. I'm not sure what plus handicap he is. All right. Anyway, any more golf questions?
No, I think we're good now.
I have the floor here.
Kathy?
No.
No.
Okay. All right. Another shout out real quick. Nick handed me that says, can you please ask Preston to give a shout out to my husband, Dan, for his 40th birthday, which is February 2nd, Groundhog Day.
Hey.
Huge Preston and Steve fan, religiously listens to the show's podcast. He never misses one. The show's a big part of his daily routine. He talks about Preston, Steve, Casey, and the rest of the group like he knows and hangs out with all of them all the time. It would mean a lot. And that is from Jennifer Root. So here you go. And she writes, go Eagles. And a shout out to her.
That's awesome. Quickly, Nick, you were mentioning something earlier about a listener of the show is kind of in a bad medical way.
Yeah, and it's a bit of a downer, so I apologize for the tone of this, but there's a sister, a Zeta Eta Pi sister, and a listener named Laura Lynch, and she's in a tough battle with metastatic breast cancer, and unfortunately the cancer is winning right now. So there is a GoFundMe to help her, and there's also an event that's coming up on February 17th, and that is at, I had it, I'm sorry.
You posted on the...
Yeah, it's on Haggerty's Cafe. Casey, that's in Holmes, PA, or Ridley?
Oh, my God. I used to go there when it was called Tommy Harps.
Okay.
Before I was 21.
So it's on the 17th. And all the information's up on PrestonandSteve.com, and then a link to the GoFundMe. But she's been out to a ton of events over the years. She came to the Zeta Pi sister at the Flyers game. She's been to blood drives. She's just a diehard listener and a really decent, sweet person. Steve and I saw this email this morning. So the information about the GoFundMe page and then about the event itself right up on the front page of PrestonandSteve.com.
All right, Laura, hang in there. We'll do what we can to help out. So in other news, tickets to the Super Bowl, since we're talking about Casey's big game adventure.
Yes.
Reached an average price of $10,959. Average price.
So
of $10,000. Let's call it $11,000.
$11,000.
Yeah.
What I've heard that at least one aspect of this Super Bowl and this matchup is proving So is this now a record setter?
It is. It might be.
Okay.
As of now, it says it might turn out to be the most expensive ever to attend. So according to Sports Illustrated.
Because I know it was fluctuating. I think what I'm recalling is what is something pertaining to the World Series run.
Oh yeah.
And what was that? It was a record set for, was it merch sold or?
Oh yeah, I do remember that.
It might have been
so it's a rabid fan base we have here.
And, so it's not just that, but I think, on paper, if you look at the Super Bowl, you have the two teams that had the tie records, right? We were both 14-3, so you have the best records in the league this year going against each other. You have brothers going against each other. You have a former head coach going against his old team. You know what I mean? So
there's a lot of stories there.
There's a lot of story there. Not my brother, he's my son, was asking me last night.
Honey, is he my brother or my son?
That'd be so weird.
That was a song, wasn't it?
Yeah.
He's my brother or my son.
But he was asking me last night about where the Super Bowls are played. Like, are they always done in domes or and I'm like, the New York, they had a Super Bowl in New York a few years ago because it was a brand new stadium and it's New York, the biggest market in the country. But when you have somebody spending $10,000 on a ticket, you want them, you want the players to have a nice, safe, climate-controlled environment. But when people are paying $10,000, $20,000. You don't want them to get rained on or snowed on.
No, true. Yeah,
or the Super Bowl halftime show. All that stuff needs to be perfect.
Steve, the Phillies record was it was within 24 hours the most amount of merchandise sold.
Wow.
Okay.
It's pretty amazing.
And that was when they clinched to advance to the World Series.
So if you stop and think about it, obviously we're a major city, but we're not. They're larger. The fact that happened in one day, pretty amazing.
Casey, you mentioned that New York idea, and I thought that was an interesting idea, and it only happened once.
And they got lucky.
Yeah,
it was a mild day,
right? But even
in February,
mild in it was like maybe upper 40s, low 50s, or whatever. But,
right.
I mean, I think the idea when that happened was that maybe we'll spread this to cold weather cities.
Yeah, that never happened.
Never happened.
Yeah.
Even when it was in Minnesota, when the Eagles won 5 years ago, I mean, it was snowy. It was terrible weather, but obviously it's a dome. Yeah. I kind of felt bad for the people, not that bad, but they're not going to South Florida for a Super Bowl. They're in the middle of Minnesota in the middle of the winter.
Do you remember Birdbot ended up in the trunk of a police car in an impound lot?
Yeah. It was snowy everywhere.
It was snowy and crappy.
Yeah, no, listen. Miami, like Las Vegas, Los Angeles, those are all
Arizona.
Sexy places. Arizona, sexy. Houston, Indianapolis, Detroit.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, maybe the game will be comfortable, but and listen, I can't. I've never spent any time in Indianapolis. I drove past there on my way to California.
Ben, it's fine.
Okay, but Miami's kind of it's
cool city.
Yeah, cool city.
Will Smith didn't,
It's his second home.
Yeah. But I have been to this stadium in Arizona. It is massive. It's beautiful. What I also thought was crazy there too was that the parking was free. Like here in Philadelphia, parking's $45 for just a regular car, but
that's almost free.
When I pulled in, I guess it's because maybe they built that into the ticket prices or whatever.
That'd be nice.
The team owns the parking around the stadium.
Going back to Will Smith for a moment.
Yeah, let's do this.
One of the biggest celebrities to come out of Philadelphia. Was he showing any vocal support for the Phillies when they were in the World Series?
I don't think
Has
so.
he said anything about the Eagles making it to the Super Bowl yet?
Jazzy
Anybody
Jeff
know
was at the
anything?
game the other day. Did a little Fresh Prince.
That ain't Will Smith.
He did announce Bad Boys 4, Preston.
He did. You're right.
So I'm
he
going to
has
say
completely forgotten about this.
I'm disappointed. I'm completely disappointed. Yes, I agree.
He sang
and the
that-
thing is, here's a guy who's able to keep his temper.
Yeah. He sang that song about Miami. It was all about Miami. And then he goes, we all know
L.A.
that
and Philly
Phillies-
are jiggy.
Yeah.
That's what he said.
Yeah, thanks.
Thanks.
Yeah, we're an afterthought.
We're so glad to be jiggy, like L.A. Thanks, man.
We rate on the jigginess scale. I'm a little upset. Honestly, how many years have we been on the air here? Have we ever had Will Smith on?
Not once. Never had Will Smith on. No. We've had DJ Jazzy Jeff on, definitely.
Bradley Cooper in studio a couple times.
We did
Yes.
do that.
At least that's why he's such a dear friend.
All right, well, anyway, going back to these ticket prices, so $11,000. That's the average. The cheap. Okay, you want to go on the cheap?
Let's.
You want to go?
I'd actually want to see the other way.
Well, I will.
Yeah, okay.
But you want to go on the low end?
Let's go on the low end.
$6,000.
Okay.
Per ticket.
What?
Now the ticket.
$6,000 is the cheap ticket.
Wow. My buddy went to the last one and he didn't pay for the ticket. It was like some sort of a company pool that he ended up winning. I wonder how many people from this area were lucky enough to go that
to win some sort of pool or some sort of because they listen. That's It's a once in a lifetime opportunity.
Yeah, I knew a few people that went to the last one that were not filthy rich, tons of money. That were along those lines. I wonder how many people I do know going to this one. I mean, like I actually know.
Yeah. The LA one you're talking about last year in that stadium?
No. The one that the Birds went to.
Gotcha. Okay.
In Minneapolis.
I remember a few years ago, Casey, and I think this is correct. When it was in Dallas. Because that stadium is so huge, it seats like 110,000 or whatever, that they were having trouble selling it out. Am I remembering that right?
It's possible. It is a sprawling facility.
Yeah, and then so when it got closer to the game, Jerry Jones, the owner, wanted to make sure that it was a sellout. So I think that they released tickets at actually like affordable prices for the Super Bowl to make sure that every seat was filled.
So all you have to do is add about 40,000 seats to
right, yes.
whatever stadium you have. And
Steve, the most expensive seat for the Super Bowl, section 108, midfield, $40,723.
Per ticket.
Per ticket.
I think
$40,000 per ticket. Now, my line of thinking is if you're able to pony up that kind of money, you're probably like
you're probably on
owners.
A team. Yeah. So if that Even if you are filthy rich, tons of money.
Right. Like a mansion people.
Like a multi-mansion people.
Yeah, do you never eat flat pancakes?
How, have you lost the value of $1? Is that totally
Yes.
lost on you? It is?
Yes, 100%.
Well,
yeah.
contextually, think about the kind of transactions they conduct. Like if they go down to the stationery store to pick up a pack of gum, that gum's going to cost $1,000.
Right.
Because they're getting a type of gum that we don't get.
Yeah,
Right.
fancy gum.
You fancy mansion people gum.
Wow.
That's behind the counter. They never have it in the stand by the register.
Like, honestly,
Really big red.
just everything, even their comfortable.
Fabergé red.
Their comfortable wear. Like, their comfortable wear can't just be like champion sweatpants. It got, you know what I mean? Like,
Super champion sweatpants with pre-sweat.
Somebody else's sweat.
yeah. Oh, this is the sweat from
this is Gandhi
King of,
sweat in his sweatpants.
Yes,
yeah. Famous people throughout history.
Secretariat sweat.
Yeah. This is. You see this jersey? That sweat. That's Churchill. God. But it. Again, we always ask because we're fascinated by it. At that level of wealth, how do you perceive things? We were talking about this DuPont, this gentleman who passed, and everyone said you would not know that he was as wealthy as he was. And my father always used to say that the people who are the flashiest tend to not be.
Well, he grew up with it too.
Yeah.
I mean, there was money in that family for his entire life.
Right.
You know, I also think like sometimes if you earn that money, I have a friend who has built a business and he's on the precipice of selling it. And he's
Is this the velour?
No.
Velour tracksuit guy?
He made tens of dollars on
Wow.
that.
I love my suit, man. I want another one.
It is, but that was his side project. He's a lawyer. He's doing just fine. No, anyway, it's an environmental consulting firm, and he's going to sell it to a bigger environmental consulting firm for upwards of $100 million or whatever.
Wow.
Like it's staggering amounts of money. He will appreciate those dollars.
Right.
I think if you were born into a family, I don't know because I'm never going to have that kind of money. But if you're born into a family that already has $100 million, maybe you appreciate it a little less.
It's just, it boggles the mind.
Yes, staggering amounts.
What else do you get for your $40,000 seat?
I think you get a beverage.
Yeah, you probably get maybe a commemorative cup.
Yeah.
I mean, at the very least, I'd want to take the seat with me. I mean, the actual chair.
It's like a WWE when you'd get like ringside seats and you could keep the folding chair.
Really?
Oh yeah. Remember we had a few.
Yeah.
We had a few that they dropped by for us. Yeah.
We had when I went to the Super Bowl in Jacksonville, every seat when you got to your seats had like there was like 4 or 6 tickets on the street. And we got 2 of them. And one of them we were able to talk down because it was like in the Pepsi zone, but the game was starting in like 5 minutes. So the Pepsi zone was like a pre-party. So with this $40,000, you might be able to go into like a pre-party outside, or there's actually, we kind of snuck in.
Oh, the Pepsi you can have.
I know. But when we went out to this stadium in Arizona over the last fall, there's like a champagne private room.
The parties are a big deal.
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
So with this, you might be
Bottomless Mountain Dew, and it only cost me $40,000.
So that's all. I mean, on top of a really nice seat, and I'm not justifying it.
No.
I'm just saying that this is the stuff that they're selling along with it and telling you can go to this party that a bunch of people are probably also going to for free.
Well, that makes it. At least that gives you.
Ticket.
That I understand. Then that at least that gives more reason why you might want to pay a premium.
Yeah. And Preston, I must have had me about 15 Dr. Pepper. But also to anybody going out there, if you do end up on the club level, there's a really cool champagne bar that opens up to the public at halftime. Recommendation.
At that stadium?
At that stadium,
Okay.
yeah.
Preston, you had what I consider to be a really cool experience at the Phil's game that one time with your buddy, like the Diamond Club.
Yeah.
And
Marissa was with me. Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. And
she goes to everything.
Yeah, but like they're getting pampered like that is nice.
They brought out Shake Shack burgers at the seventh inning stretch that were free.
Yeah.
Or at least they came with the ticket price. And that was what I mainly remember from the game.
Shake Shack. You were there for the Shake Shack burger. No, I get it. It's like,
I got to go to a Union match one time and sat in like the president's suite or whatever. That was pretty nice.
Yeah, no, I've done that too. That was really, really cool. It's one of the perks of the business.
Yeah.
Not that president.
The union president.
Right, well, anyway, I can't believe that the cheapest ticket is $6,000. Cheapest. Who are those people?
Who are these people?
Well, I guess, I guess maybe, Kathy, it was you saying the other day that maybe these are the people, some of them anyway, are the ones who have saved just for this very
This is
thing,
what they're saving for.
their
And
thing.
there are many, many people who kind of keep a separate fund going just for this
That's a good
potential.
question. If somebody has like a separate Super Bowl fund.
Yeah.
That they keep just, for that special year. Marissa?
Great news, Preston. The prices are dropping. It's down to $4,500.
It's actually
it's not bad.
Bigger drop than I thought.
So, like, if that's a week out, it's probably going to raise again, and then closer to game time, it'll start falling off.
Okay.
All right, I'm talking to Bert Kreischer right now. He is going to the game.
Oh, wow.
You're texting him?
Yeah, and he's doing 4 shows at the, I don't know if this is a mistyping, the Mullet Arena. Is it called the Mullet Arena?
It can't be.
It could be, though.
In Phoenix?
Yeah, we're in the Phoenix area.
Casey.
The Mullet Arena.
Driving me to Phoenix.
Is Bert going to the Waste Management Open?
Jews.
Jews.
Oh, Jews.
Jews, Christians, Muslims. Yeah. They're all going
It was
play.
supposed to be G's, okay?
Oh, geez. Okay.
Remember when I wanted to say, hey, guys, and I said, hi, gays?
It's like that.
It's just like that.
That was at a gas station, wasn't it? Hi, Gays.
So, I'm sorry, what was
The
the question?
Gays love service station.
The same weekend as the Super Bowl is that Waste Management Open,
Right.
which seems to me to be right up Bert's alley.
Yeah.
It is. I don't know if he's doing. I'll find out. I'm going to
Hey,
text
Jewish
him
gay
now.
guys.
But is it the Mullet Arena or is
I'll
it
look it
something else?
The Moulet.
The Moulet.
Holy crap, it is the Mullet Arena.
It is?
Yeah. It's at Arizona State.
Well, the mullet is actually a fish. I don't know if
Yes.
it's named after that. But why would it be in Arizona? There's no ocean there.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's stupid.
That's why the fishing isn't that good.
It's in Tempe, and Bert's going to be in Hershey tomorrow.
Tomorrow. I saw his tour release dates, and he was naked on a tour bus, as you would imagine. And I saw that Hershey was one of those days. That's tomorrow?
Oh,
Wow. Okay.
Jews.
All right. Well, anyhow, if you missed it, and we'll reiterate this information, we made this announcement earlier. It is Casey's Big Game Adventure. We had Casey's Adventure with his drive across country last year, and now it's Casey's Big Game Adventure, where he's headed to Phoenix, and it's going to be him, Jackie Bam Bam. Our buddy Kyle Mack is going along. He'll be chronicling the whole thing video-wise, and of course, he'll sing too.
Mm-hmm.
And we are going to play off of the phrase, it's a Philly thing, and we're going to be taking various Philly things on the trip. One of the Philly things we're taking is Anthony Gargano from our sister station, 97.5 The Fanatic.
I figure that's a good luck charm, right?
He's nothing but positive
Yeah.
vibes, man. I mean, he's perfect for this.
Couple that with the whole stupid station theme about
Yes.
doing everything by the book and Casey overseeing it all. I'm very confident.
Yep. And we're calling it Casey's Big Game Adventure, John the Road Again.
John the road again. Casey's going John the road again.
There's a hashtag, too.
Hashtag it's a Philly thing, my friend. Casey's going John the road again. Go Birds!
So this is happening on Monday. You're going to be leaving probably close to the end of the show or at some point during the show and headed out on the road.
Yeah.
Yep.
Man, I think I might have to hang out with Bert on. He's going to be there Thursday night doing his show from Tempe. So, maybe we do that.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
It's where the Coyotes play, the Mullet Arena.
Oh.
Yeah, I think they're getting a new arena built. And
That they can train them that well.
No, the hockey team?
Oh,
They're going to get a new arena?
Yeah.
What's that one going to be called?
I don't know, but it's...
Prairie Dog?
No, it's a
The bowl
franchise.
cut?
I'm trying to think of another stupid haircut.
The page boy.
I think you call that.
Male pattern baldness arena.
It was a... It's not popular with the town folk that they get a brand new arena for a franchise that doesn't draw very well.
Dude, I love the name Male Pattern Baldness Arena.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Rolls right off the tongue.
That's fantastic. All right. Well, anyhow, Monday tomorrow we're going to be collecting your Philly things to take with us on this road trip. And they have to be small, but anything.
Right.
That you think will bring good luck.
And during the show, correct?
Yeah, tomorrow morning during the show. You can drop by the studios and drop those off. And nothing red.
Nothing red or yellow.
Or yellow?
Yeah, because there's a lot of yellow in the uniform of the opposing team. I don't even want to say their name.
Okay.
I don't even say their name.
But we're remaining above board.
Yes.
We're not going to.
No dirty pool.
No dirty pool.
Yeah, it's going to be
because that
nothing
only
but-
ends up biting the team doing it.
Yeah, it rebounds.
Yep.
And so it's going to be nothing but positive vibes.
Positive vibes.
All right, with some stops along the way, too. And we'll figure it all out. Like I said, we put it together yesterday, gang. But we're going to make this happen. We're going to take a break. Be back in a minute. And Bizarre File coming up next. Stay with us.
Preston and Steve
on 93.3 WMMR.
After killing the person, you see, like, there was one guy who had it looked like he was melting how loose his skin was. If they talk about a tummy tuck as being invasive, how the hell do you do that?
They also use mini liposuction and the removal of excess skin. They are popular non-surgical methods.
Can you do the gentleman stitch on those?
Along with injections that are claimed to break down fat.
My chick's arms are so tight. Just saying.
So that's a new one apparently out there. The arm vagina.
My chick's arms are so tight. Just saying.
So that's a new one apparently out there. The arm vagina. This could go along actually with the connoisseur, believe it or not, because this is
The custodian. The connoissorian. He eats old food. Is this fresh?
No, this is the little known history.
The little known history
of fruit roll-ups.
Oh my gosh.
Oh wow! You guys are all on board now, aren't you?
Correct me if I'm wrong, but the first fruit roll-up was created by Ivan the Terrible.
No. But it's older than you think.
Is it older than Jesus?
No. The thin sheets of fruit treats known as fruit roll-ups have been a staple of supermarkets since 1983 when General Mills introduced the snack to satisfy the sweet tooth of kids everywhere. But
1983, so the Civil War had just ended.
Right. No, but the fruit roll-up has an origin that goes much further back, all the way to the turn of the 20th century, believe it or not. The small community of Syrian immigrants in New York in the early 1900s didn't have the packaging or the marketing power of General Mills, but they had the novel idea of offering an apricot-sourced fruit leather that they called Emmerdine.
Did you know that Frederick Douglass invented Razzles?
No. Wow.
Razzles.
All right.
That's the candy that becomes a gum.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you like Razzles?
I do. As a kid, I used to like it. I would like, is this Razzle going to be a candy or a gum?
Yeah.
The world was at my feet.
And when it turns into a gum,
too late.
The flavor lasts like
The
10
flavor's
seconds.
pretty much gone.
Right,
yeah. When a trade publication detailed the family's process in the early 1970s, it opened the floodgates for other companies to begin making the distinctive treat. Sunkist was an early player, but when General Mills put their considerable advertising power behind their fruit roll-ups, they became synonymous with the snack.
What's your favorite fruit roll-up flavor?
I always just went for the strawberry, which was kind of the first one that came out.
To me, it sort of tasted like a Twizzler a little bit.
I tried like the healthier version of the fruit roll up, and Jace was like, "I don't like these. Can we get those?" And it was,
you
the
don't like
traditional
mommy's kale roll-ups.
It was like a little
They're
more.
actually not that bad.
Are they?
Healthier version.
Are they? I've never had them.
But when you have the original, which, is delicious, he knows the difference now.
Yeah.
Joray is still in business, offering kosher roll-ups that rely more heavily on fruit than the more processed commercial version.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but Joray is Superman's father, right?
No, that's Jor-El.
Oh.
But I thought you were going to say Geordi, and he's on Star Trek Next Generation. But the companies have one more important thing in common. They both have the sense not to refer their product as fruit leather anymore.
Yeah, fruit leather would not be as tasty.
But I was not aware of the history.
I always thought it was like a sort of chemical thing that they put together in the 80s, and here it's sort of fruit. Parents will be down with this.
Yep.
You've opened up my eyes, historian.
Thank you. Please welcome Mr. Brian Posehn.
Yeah.
To the show.
You were on Big Bang Theory last night, and your character on the show is hilarious. You're a geologist, and a rock nerd. A rock nerd. And and I was talking to you off air about that show. And originally when it came on, I was like, I don't know. And then it became clear that there is a strong geek base in the writers' room
for
there,
sure,
because
yeah.
they were getting it all right, and that's what brought me into it.
Yeah, no, there's giant nerds in that writing room. for
Right.
Sure. Yeah, there's guys from Futurama and places like that, and they're really smart and very geeky.
Very geeky, and they actually
the cast isn't.
Really? So nobody on the show?
No,
with
because
all
I've
of
been
that-
there a lot, and like the first couple of times we'd be hanging out, and like there was a comic book store actually on the set.
Yeah.
And I'm, looking at everything in there, and I was asking a couple of the guys, I was like, "Do you like this stuff?" They're like, "No, we go to Comic-Con once a year, and that's it." I'm like, "Oh my God!"
They pull it off though. Who's ever writing the, again, you say the writers are geeks, so that makes a difference. But on that comic book set, and much to my wife's chagrin, I will point to things. I have that. I have that piece. I have that piece.
Wow. She's like, "Oh my God, shut up, nerd."
It's really bad. Yes,
There's a certain way you're supposed to read comics, and I don't know what that is. Are you supposed to look at the picture first? You're supposed to read the dialogue first? Can you do either
I
or?
cannot help you.
But I've
can't
heard
even
that.
figure it out.
I've heard that before.
I've never heard that.
Yeah,
it's confusing if you first pick it up, but if you start reading a few titles, about where the panels are and where the word bubbles are.
Oh, right, the way, the storytelling.
I always find that my eye goes naturally to where it's supposed to go, especially if you're dealing with good writers and good illustrators.
After you read a few,
the normal flow
figure
will
it
take you there.
There's some Deadpools I could recommend.
That you wrote.
How many
They're
did you
pretty
write?
decent. 45.
Wow.
Yeah.
Your stuff is exceptionally good. I have to tell you, I love what you do with the character, and I know we talked about the first movie, and you were happy with the outcome.
I mean, I keep thinking at some point they're going to use one of our characters, and if they do,
who would you want them to use?
Well, the woman we had, Mary Shiklo, which was, I would think would be a cool wife. It's so nerdy. But
No, it
she's
isn't.
the queen of the vampires. And, I just think it would be a good juxtaposition for the character.
It would be very cool, but you know what? And here's the most telling thing is the case can no longer be made that this is just peripheral stuff. This right now, and I mentioned Thor Ragnarok before he came on. This is what is fueling Hollywood.
Oh, yeah.
This is it.
Yeah, there's not a lot of other big movies. All the big movies are geeky movies.
Right.
Yeah, for sure.
And also, the best ones and the most successful ones are the ones that are deeper and have more meaning and that are characters that are well written. And,
Right.
And I was talking with Nick Murphy, who's he's a fellow nerd too. But these universes that exist beyond the movie, the characters that exist beyond the movie, they make the entire movie more compelling.
Right. And then, like, for me, as I was watching Thor, and they got it so right, part of my head was exploding because I was like, this is something I've always wanted.
Right.
And no one's ever gotten it right, but these guys are getting it right. Like, whoever's involved at Marvel and,
Well, Kevin Feige?
Yeah, but all the guys.
Feige?
Yeah, Feige. Yeah.
So deal with this, and because we have been through, we're old enough to remember the failed Thor attempt on the Hulk TV series.
Right.
The guy who was basically like a beach bum, with a horrible plastic-looking hammer, and it was just all the failed attempts. Spider-Man basically rappelling down a building.
Right.
This was stuff they could never pull up. Now, not only are they pulling it off right now, they're nailing it to the original imagery that we loved to begin with.
Well, yeah, it had that Jack Kirby feel, and we're making this so geeky.
Well, speaking of geeky,
I love when I do a nerd voice when I'm being nerdy, like I need to.
Your nerd poker. This has gotten such a buzz. Please explain to people what goes on here.
Well, it's just Dungeons and Dragons, but I've always looked at D&D as like it's just a geeky form of poker because for me and my friends, it's more about the hang than it is the actual game. And that's what a lot of D&D nerds don't like my podcast because we play D&D, but we also mess around. And
it's light and loose.
Yeah, it's just a bunch of dudes hanging out in a room.
And is it an ongoing story? I'm sorry, because I don't know. So,
yeah.
So when you guys show up every week, it continues from the week prior.
Yeah, and our dungeon master has to remind us because I have a short attention span, and I've smoked some stuff over the years.
Just a bit. Who surprised you? Who's come out of the woodworks as a D&D
Well, we
fan?
had on our show, we had Joe Manganiello on our show, and
That guy's wild.
my wife was like calling all her friends, like, he's in my living room.
He's Sofia Vergara,
Come on
Magic
over.
Mike, and True Blood. Yeah.
He's super handsome.
Yeah.
Like me, we're all geeks, and we were all looking at him going, he's dreamy. and then he pulled out his box of figures, and he's more into Dungeons and Dragons than anybody I know, than anybody I've ever played with. Like, and Patton Oswalt used to paint his own figures. Oh my God! But Manganiello has like this whole, and they're alphabetized and it's super like OCD.
Did you start making fun of him?
I felt pretty cool. I'm like, look at this geek. I'm kind of the badass in the room.
That's great.
What a nerd.
I don't understand it, and I've tried to play, and I've gotten really pissed off.
I think I'm too stupid. My attention span is
I'm
too
borderline.
short.
I'm like, I feel like I'm in that room. I'm the dumbest guy in that room. And with my son's 8 years old, and he's not into D&D yet, but he's getting into all the other stuff, Star Wars and comic books, and he's already schooling me. Like, we're talking about Star Wars, and this is something I've liked for 40 years. And he knows more about it already than I do.
Well, he enters into it though with the full catalog ready to go.
Right.
We had to get it through attrition and and incrementally.
Right.
And that's
his hard drive hasn't been affected by anything yet. You know what I mean?
But
his memory.
he's fully
his memory's
wired.
better.
Yeah, but it's part of the deal. The games are like you see them in the back of the comic book stores and they're playing. I'm like, man, it looks like it's so cool and you can get lost in it, but I can't. I would find myself playing with the figures too much, like the little, that's me. Like I remember the game Mousetrap as a kid. I never played the game. I just played with the Mousetrap.
Nice.
So it's all part of the deal.
Too dumb for Mousetrap.
I was too dumb for Mousetrap. So that shows you why I can't succeed at this. What are the games? What are the things are you into on that level of the D&D?
You had a question.
Yeah. So I clear things off of my calendar if I'm not attending them because it kind of gets jumbled, right? And so everything here at the station gets put on a calendar, even if I'm not really associated with it. And I tried to delete it, and it says the event has been canceled. So did I just cancel an event that has
for everyone?
Yeah, it says Philadelphia all staff.
What was the event?
It was something for XTU, a performance.
I would think only if you created it.
You have to be the administrator on it, right?
Oh, no, it's now on my calendar. It's still there, and it says, Case, it was February 8th at 11 a.m.
Okay. I think you canceled it for yourself, and that's why it's still on your calendar.
Yeah, no, it's still on my calendar.
All right,
yeah, because the person the only person who can do that is the person who created the event.
I'm just making sure because when I click the event, there's a line through it and it says event has been canceled.
Just says here, Kathy, that artist died instantly.
I just know, stop. I just wanted to make sure that I didn't do that for the whole company.
Casey, you going to the or did you accept it? Is that why it's on your
you know what? I
calendar?
hit accept. I don't know why. No, I'm not going to. It's a country artist that I've never heard of.
All right, so there you go. Glad we could help.
All right, thank you. Appreciate
Everybody good? We're all good?
Bam!
We're all good here. All right, let's do the bizarre file. Here we go.
WMMR presents Preston and Steve's Bizarre File.
Brought to you by Montage Mountain Resorts. It's Cardboard Classic Mountain Fest warm-up party hosted by Kathy Romano.
Hey!
She'll be at PJ Willahan's in Bluebell.
I'm glad we're talking about this.
And it's going to be on Saturday. A chance for you to register for VIP tickets for Cardboard Classic. So this Saturday, Kathy will be at the PJ Willahan's in Bluebell, 8 to 10 p.m., and you can go to WMMR.com for details about that.
I love that.
See Kathy. All right, so in Los Angeles, a video posted on the Circus of Books WeHo's official Instagram account. It's a place, all right. Shows a person trying to walk off with a giant black 30-inch dildo from an adult bookstore.
Mm-hmm.
It's in the
It's a bookmark.
LGBT Rainbow District. So the post wrote, "Drunken hot mess klepto tries to steal our biggest dildo, but it was way too thick and heavy for the getaway." The 30-second clip shows a person unable to walk straight when they stumbled upon the giant black sex toy. They casually wrap their arms around it like they were lifting a baby and then stumble outside of the store, lugging the giant silicone log.
I love you.
An employee is seen chasing after the klepto before the person was able to make a getaway. Then the video cuts the employee carrying a silicone monstrosity back to its rightful place on display next to another giant black dildo. The failed thief appears to be very inebriated. The Post does not disclose if the West Hollywood sheriffs were called to the scene to file a report on the attempted robbery.
You big dildo.
The item looks like it could be a decorative store display, but according to the Circus of Books website, it's for sale. The toy is called the FAAK Fantasy Massive Black C Word.
Okay.
30 inches, priced at $699.
That's a steal.
Yeah. And it's 11 inches wide at the base.
The super huge black dildos that I get are much more expensive.
Even more expensive
Yeah,
than that?
yeah. That's why I say that's a bargain.
$700. All right. I'm not privy to the world of giant black dildos.
Oh, my God. It's a whole industry.
Wow.
There's a big black market.
A woman has been accused of seeking out a lookalike of herself on social media and murdering her in a bid to fake her own death.
So some poor bastard got murdered because they resembled the murderer?
Yeah, and they wanted to use that as an opportunity
Oh, my
to
God.
fake their own death. There are ways to fake your own death
Yes,
without
there
a body
are.
around. You can,
Besides, a nanosecond worth of DNA testing would disprove that person.
So authorities say Sharaban, K is the last name.
Where's this
K.
again?
It was she's a 23-year-old beautician of Iraqi descent from Munich.
Okay.
Searched for women who resembled her closely online before killing one of them in order to go into hiding. The case has been dubbed the doppelganger murder in reference to a German folktale about a ghostly identical spirit. But the word doppelganger also has come to mean a stranger who looks like a twin. Police first discovered a blood-covered body in August last year in a parked Mercedes. Reports initially identified the victim as Sharaban, this woman, but a postmortem examined raised questions about the body's identity. The victim was eventually named as Khadija, a 23-year-old beauty blogger. And police later stated the victim and Sharaban were strikingly alike in appearance due to their physical similarities, such as their straight black hair. Officers detained this woman and a friend and accused of plotting the scheme, and they managed to track down a bunch of evidence that led to the fact that she killed this person. Yeah.
That's horrifying.
And arrest warrants were issued for both the women. There was someone who assisted her in this, and they each faced life in prison if convicted. That is messed up. Yep. All right, speaking of messed up, all right, this story.
Is this good kind of messed up?
It's not a good kind of messed up, but it's not like no one was killed in this. All right. So in Florida, a 32-year-old Cutler Bay man faces multiple felony charges after police say he decapitated a pet snake with his own teeth during a domestic dispute Monday morning.
He was married to the snake?
No.
Oh.
According to officers responding to the apartment complex just after 5:20 a.m. after receiving reports of a domestic dispute, they arrived, knocked on the door, could hear a man and woman arguing, and so soon after, the woman was screaming. Police said they could hear the woman yell, "Just kick the door in." After making entry, police said they saw Kevin Justin Mayorga running behind the door, attempting to close it in order to shut the victim in and hold her against her will. Police said Mayorga disregarded commands, put his hands up, and attempted to use a taser on him to no avail. The report states that as officers tried to cuff Mayorga, he swung at them, striking an officer in the eye with a handcuff, and officers eventually detained him. They were then about to make the bizarre discovery. The woman told police that Mayorga had bitten off the head of her pet snake, a ball python, by the way.
Poor python.
Police said officers then saw the snake and its severed head sitting next to the entry door.
Well, isn't this a bitch?
Mayorga faces charges of animal cruelty with the intent to kill, false imprisonment, and resisting arrest.
What if she'd had a horse?
Wow. Well, he would have need to gone into overtime working on that one.
All right, give me a plate.
All right, one more story and then we'll wrap it up. The umbrella is mightier than the sickle, apparently. Carrying around an umbrella can be a nuisance at times, but when it's needed, who hasn't held one and wondered if it could be used as an impromptu Jackie Chan-style weapon should the need arise? For one man, in Hechinohe City. An umbrella was the only thing preventing him from serious injury or even death. The 58-year-old office worker was walking along the street. Then a man holding a sickle with a 6-inch blade attacked him out of the blue.
Wow.
The man had an umbrella with him, and he, without even thinking, used his reflexes to deflect the attack. And in total, the assailant took 10 swings at the man with the tool, but each one of the was deftly blocked by the umbrella, and the victim managed to emerge unharmed.
I'm thinking of the Kingsman, Preston.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
So police arrived at the scene. They arrested the 65-year-old attacker who admitted to the charges against him. So,
wow.
All right, and there you go. That is what I have in the bizarre file.
I want one of those Kingsman umbrellas.
Oh, my God, yeah.
With the X-ray thing and all that?
All right, we're going to have to take a break and come back in just a moment. We'll get the lesson question, trash music news, and all that good stuff when we get back. Stay with us.
Preston and Steve.
93.3 WMMR.
Hi, I'm Alexa.
So obsessive that certain things I've stayed away from. Like, I never got into World of Warcraft because I just knew my wife would never see me again and probably divorce me. And same thing with Magic the Gathering. I think if I got into it, I would have all the cards and I'd be on eBay buying them in the middle of the night. I got to get the wand of whatever. And, you know.
Yesterday, my wife is going through our closet. She's getting her coat to go outside, and she pulls out. I bought this jacket from the Rocketeer, Kathy, this leather jacket, because I got the helmet. She pulls it out and she goes, "What is this?" And it's those moments.
Well, it goes with the helmet.
It goes with the helmet. That's exactly what I said.
Wives don't understand that.
My son told me last night. He goes, "Dad," he's 17 years old. He goes, "Did you know that there's a rumor that if you stay a virgin until you're 30, you have wizardly powers?"
You're like, no, honey.
It was pretty damn funny. So that maybe they're holding out for that. Some of the geeks.
Maybe it's possible.
Oh,
I never heard that one.
Yeah, I didn't either.
I made it to 21 and now I'm
a little bit of close-up magic.
Yeah, I got pretty close. 7th level mage.
Did you get started in it by just like doing your own little fan fiction just for fun, and then
in comic books?
Yeah. And then start showing it to people, you know?
No, I mean, I got in because I was into it, you know, and I was already a comic, and so I was hanging out with Marvel guys and DC guys at Comic-Con every year, and they just became my friends. And then I did this other thing for Image first with my writing partner he'd grown up working at a comic book store out in Jersey, and when he moved out to L.A., he and I became friends.
Oh, okay.
Jerry Duggan, and we just wrote that book on our own, and then once we did that, Marvel kind of was like, "Well, you guys know what you're doing. Do you want to write Deadpool?" And the way it came up,
you must have crapped yourself when
I did, yeah. But I still had to even though they wanted to give me the job, I still had to prove that I was worthy. So I had to give them the first year of stories. So we had to do work to actually get the gig.
I remember because they listen. There's the long-standing tradition, and it was very hard to get into that group. I remember the story of a guy who was a writer who ended up writing for Mad Magazine over the year, and that was revered. Mad Magazine to get in there, it took forever. It was like Parliament. Right. You almost had to go through that process. But once you were in, I mean, do they ever bring up the topic of other potential characters?
Oh, yeah, for sure. And I've been told I can do a Star Wars book if I want to.
Wow.
Or, any of the Marvel stuff. But it's just coming up with the idea, because you don't want to just, half-ass it with that kind of thing.
Sure.
Because that was the thing with Deadpool always was I was worried about, making the nerdy fans mad. And Punisher fans, a lot of those guys own guns. So you don't want to make Punisher fans mad.
Yeah.
Ex-military dudes that are like, "Oh, you messed up Frank Castle, brother." And I'm like, oh, man.
You can't, Star Wars you can handle.
Yeah.
When a dude shows up with the...
Well, I don't know. Star Wars nerds are pretty hardcore. Yeah.
When you go out, because you are doing so much, and we described you as a modern-day Da Vinci, when you go out and you're performing at comedy clubs, what is the composition of the audience coming to see you? Is it is it more nerds? Is it more TV fans of your TV work?
It's both, and I mean, I notice my fans because they look like me. A lot of black T-shirts and facial hair,
right.
and
Hunched a little bit.
Breasts, maybe.
Breasts.
Maybe they haven't taken care of themselves. a lot of doughy foods in their diet. You know, I don't know. I'm not judging.
No, it's the more the merrier.
I've lost a lot, but yeah,
you look good.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah,
you're a big time rocker. You been to any concerts this season?
I went to Tom Petty's last show.
You did?
The Hollywood Bowl?
Hollywood Bowl, and then the
kidding.
following week he was dead. And like, there's no way I would have, like if he would have said, "Man, this is his last show," he didn't seem, like 1 foot.
Were you so glad you went though?
Oh, absolutely. But that taught me. I'm like, I'll never say no again. Like anybody who comes through, I'll be like, that guy might die, so. Unless they're young. But yeah.
Who's on the list? Who's on the got to get to list
I
for
don't
you?
even know. I mean, well, like if Floyd ever gets back together, or Zeppelin, or any of those, obviously. But there's not too many. Tom Petty was one of the only. I had never seen him, and I'm so glad I did.
Have you seen the Stones? Yeah, it was the same question.
Yeah, I saw them in the old days.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw them with Guns N' Roses and Live in Color in like 90.
That's a hell of a show.
Yeah, was it 1990, 1989
That was a triple bill?
Yes.
Yeah.
Ed mentioned Floyd. My youngest son is 15. He's into music, so I'm about ready to have the Dark Side of the Moon experience. I'm going to turn him on to that.
Right.
So we're going to go, and the way I remember listening to that album from beginning to end, we're going to a dark room, light a candle, sit back, and
Ludes.
No, we're not going to smoke weed, but we're gonna listen to that. I can't wait to turn him on to
And
that.
then he'll really like it when he smokes weed.
Right, exactly. This is step one. We'll get to that later.
I don't know.
Just dip your feet in, and when I'm not around, check it out on your
Sure.
own. Yeah.
Where's that experience coming from now? Where you could, that used to be till you talk about the religious experience of in the dark with the turntable and the whole thing, and I'm going to now in the darkness see the music, and that you don't get it anymore.
There's no albums anymore.
Yeah,
that's why it's not going to happen anymore.
They don't do laser light shows anymore either.
I used to love laser light shows.
Those things are badass.
No matter who they were playing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It could have been Little River Band. It would still work. But maybe not.
Rush, yes.
Pink Floyd was made for laser.
I went to a
laser
Rush
Floyd.
one back in the day.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, in San Francisco. Yeah.
I thought I went to Seattle
wasted.
Sounds, and it was awesome. It was Pearl Jam, Nirvana.
Oh, that's a good one.
Alice in Chains, Soundgarden. It was awesome.
The problem with the laser light shows is the seats were they're planetarium seats. So if you went late at night, you were going to fall asleep because they were
right.
Yep, because you
permanently
laid back.
reclined.
But they're probably better now. I would think there's been some advancements in laser.
You would hope.
Because back then it was just like they would write Rush with a laser and then spin it around. So you'd see what Rush looked like backwards. And you'd be like, wow.
Well, then they did.
It's amazing.
They did 3D laser lights where you'd wear the glass. Do you remember that?
No.
Yeah,
I
that was
missed out
for a
on
brief
that.
period. Yeah.
Yes.
And so thanks for coming by.
Yeah,
again,
thanks
man.
for having me.
And
Always,
enjoy
guys.
your time in Philadelphia.
Thanks, man.
Brian Posehn. Regis Philbin did not like to chat with Kelly Ripa when the cameras weren't rolling.
What?
No. It's not the way it sounds, and we all will understand this. Regis had a mandate. She said, absolutely no talking off camera.
So save it for the TV, right?
Yeah.
I'm such a professional.
She tells the New York Times about her dynamic with Philbin. She said he had almost a superstition about it. You save it for the show.
Save it for the show.
She said,
Kelly, look at me right in the eyes. Save it for the show.
She'd said, I'd be like, good morning. And
Shut up!
He'd say, save it for...
Shut up. Shut your mouth. Shut.
Save it for...
Shut the mouth now.
You weren't very nice about it.
Look, shut the mouth closed. Shut. Now.
So she would... he would say, save it for the air.
Save it for the air. Shut.
I swear to God.
I will kill you where you stand. I will cut your whole goddamn head off. I just purchased a scimitar. This very reason. To just slice your head off. So shh.
After he left live,
Nothing?
Michael Strahan came aboard and his unexpected eggs from Good Morning
She
America.
can't understand what he says, so.
So it didn't matter.
So it was her saying don't talk, yeah.
Yes.
Shut up.
Just put your slicker on and talk to that slob.
Ari Luendijk Jr. is about to meet 29 potential future wives.
Oh, boy. Is he the new Bachelor?
The Bachelor season 22 is about to kick off, and in the running this time are 4 Laurens, 2 Brittany's, and 3 real estate agents.
I'm Brittany, and I'm just looking for that someone special.
The 36-year-old race car driver, there you go, was first introduced to viewers on season 8.
Hey, would this show work with ugly people? I
No,
mean, straight
not
up.
at all for 1 second.
Can they just try it? Can like a smaller, lesser network just do it with ugly people?
No, they did. Rock of Love.
No, I mean like actual ugly people.
You know what? They have shows that are average people, like that Married at First Sight thing.
Yeah.
And those people aren't. So they're just kind of average looking. So and people watch that, but it does have the added level of they've never met before and they're going to try to stay together.
Regular people. It's just you have these stunning people. Many of them very loose sexually.
Right.
You have these dream dates that no one on earth ever goes on, but people on The Bachelor and Bachelorette.
Yeah.
And
But
that's
could
why
you
people
imagine,
watch.
like The Bachelor shows up, and then you got 20 or 30 bachelorettes, and then
Mama June Shannon gets out of the limo.
Some of the bachelorettes are like, you know what, I'm out. You know, so immediately the 30 goes down to 20.
Well, that would be cool if at the point, but they've already it's the formula works so well.
I know.
It's been on, even though it's 90,000 different iterations of
This
it.
is season 22. Yeah, and I don't know how many
It's
different
showing no
versions.
signs of slowing down. Bachelor, Bachelorette, Bachelor in Paradise.
Imagine that Casey, if the Bachelor shows up and he looks like that doctored picture of Tom Cruise that makes him a little fat and he's wearing a baseball hat.
Or booger.
Yes, something like that.
It's not going to work. So anyhow,
I have to go. The limo's still running.
Yeah.
People with great personalities, all
No one
across
cares.
the board. Yeah.
Look at this picture here.
Yes. That guy.
That's it. I love it.
I tune in. I totally would have watched that show. At least the first episode.
You know, it's a fantasy for everyone. I got just what love is really like.
But if you're one of the girls and you show up and Fat Tom Cruise is waiting for you instead of Ari Luendijk Jr.,
which is tomorrow night, by the way, and that is at the Freedom Mortgage Pavilion. And okay, what do I go with here? All right, I once sat in what former president's courtside tickets? All right, in which former president courtside's tickets to a Sixers game? Okay, so a former president gave me tickets. A former president of the United States.
His courtside seats.
Yes, 215-263 WMMR. Or we could do the person who actually gave me the tickets. Either one works. All right. 215-263 WMMR. It was around 7 o'clock. And if you were listening, you know the answer. You should call now. And we'll see if you can get the prize while we do the trash.
The trash business is a gold mine. 93.3 WMMR with Preston and Steve's Hollywood Trash.
Brought to you this morning by Montage Mountain Resorts. It's a Cardboard Classic Mountain Fest warm-up party hosted by Kathy Romano.
Woo!
Tomorrow night at
Partay.
not tomorrow night, Saturday night.
Saturday night.
PJ Willahan's in Bluebell, and Kathy will be there from 8 till 10 p.m. with your chance to win VIP tickets to Mountain Fest and the Cardboard Classic and all that stuff. So,
love it.
WMMR.com to get all the details. What's going on this morning, Steve?
Well, U.S. Air Force General Mike Minahan appearing on CNN raising red flags this week, saying he's not confident we would win in a war with China. Minahan says regardless, he's remaining optimistic, especially since he recently accepted a commission with the Chinese Air Force. Producer talk show host Andy Cohen urging people not to believe rumors about the demise of the Real Housewives reality shows. Cohen says the shows are going to be around for a long time, just like a painful boil on your nutsack.
All right.
And finally, Tom Brady retired for the second and final time yesterday, saying on a video message that he doesn't regret a thing. Brady then thought for a moment and then added, quote, "That is except for facing the 2018 Eagles."
All right, let's see if we can get an answer to the stupid question. All right, I once sat in which former president's courtside seats to a Sixers game? 215-263 WMMR. It is Mike. We have a lot of Mikes, by the way, that call in. So we're going to go to Mike
Hi,
next.
Mike.
All right, Mike, good morning.
Good morning.
All right, Mike, whose president's seats did I once sit in?
Bill Clinton.
Bill Clinton. Yeah. Hang on, man. We would have actually accepted Pat Croce as well, because he was indeed the person who gave me those tickets. So, Mike, hang on the line, because we are going to give you a pair of tickets to see the Impractical Jokers Drive Tour, which is presented by the Preston and Steve Show tomorrow night at Freedom Mortgage Pavilion. Tickets are on sale now via Ticketmaster.
Now, Preston and Steve's Music News on 93.3 WMMR.
Brought to you by Family and Company Jewelers. If you're ring shopping this Valentine's Day, visit Family and Company Jewelers on Route 70 in Marlton, New Jersey. Online at familyjewelers.com, South Jersey's diamond destination. I just have two quick things for you. And
I bet they're good.
Is all in music news for the day. Paramount Plus has announced a music docu-series about Lollapalooza. It's called Lala. The story of Lollapalooza, and it will be a 3-part program directed by Michael John Warren. I think I'm interested in seeing this.
I love that they're doing stuff like this in that time frame, examining some of those events and things that occurred. I'm completely down with this.
Yeah, because before Lollapalooza, festival shows really didn't happen.
Not like
they just weren't. They weren't going on at that time.
Now they're like the default.
They're
So many big bands are doing just them and not a lot lot of other things.
Yeah. I saw freaking Pearl Jam at Lollapalooza in '92.
I think the Chili Peppers.
And the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Yeah,
there used to be all of that. Lilith Fair, the Ward Tour.
Horde Festival.
Horde Festival. The Filthy Horror Festival. Liar Horror Festival.
Filthy Horror Festival. We should do a Liar Horror Festival.
Liar whore, and you know it.
Anyway, Warren said in a statement, when Lolla was launched in 1991, the concert industry felt like a boring car ride that was running out of gas. We pumped new life into the live music experience and set the foundation for the youth's counterculture to become important and exciting again. And now, more than 3 decades young, I'm happy to have this opportunity to give people an inside look at the festival's contribution to music history. Release date has not been announced as of yet. And I just saw one other quick thing. Set for release March 24th is the belated 50th anniversary edition of Elton John's Honky Chateau.
Oh, my God.
The double disc set features the original album, a newly created selection of outtakes from the original session tapes, and 8 live recordings from the Royal Festival Hall show in 1972, where the tracks received their live debut just a few days after being recorded at the Chateau. It includes a 40-page booklet and essay featuring interviews from those who were there at the time. The album, by the way, which was Elton's 5th studio album, was originally released May 19, 1972. The album topped the charts that July 15th and enjoyed a 5-week run at number 1, spent 18 weeks at the top 10, and the album spawned 2 massive top 10 hits with Rocket Man and Honky Cat. So it's a 50th anniversary of that. That's
blows
crazy.
my mind.
Yeah. All right,
and he just wrapped up his world tour.
No, he's not wrapped up. He's still got dates left. But as of now, it is the highest grossing tour of all time. It crossed that line.
When is the projected completion date for that? Do we know?
Later this year, but I don't know exactly when. But it's going to be dates in the UK. Where he's going to wrap it up, and it'll be done in the UK. Yeah. All right, and that's it in music news. That's all I got for you. And it was a good one, wasn't it?
It was.
All right, we're going to take a break. We're going to come back in a moment, and we will wrap the whole thing up when we return. Letter of the day, word of the week, all that stuff, and then Pierre comes in for you. We'll be right back.
Preston and Steve on 93.3 WMMR.
That's new. Section of Emily Maynard. So he goes.
I love you.
He goes.
I want to be with you forever.
I love you.
I love you. I look into the future and I see you and I together, like 2 people together.
Poetry.
I want to walk down the aisle with you, the same aisle, and get married. I want to write our own vows and use ventriloquist dummies to convey them.
Please welcome Mr. M. Night Shyamalan.
Hey guys, I like the music.
You like that?
That's a cello actually played through, through an electric.
Oh, that's really cool. Yeah,
make it sound like a growl.
That's,
really?
That's
music from Split. Yeah.
Yeah, this was. Hang on, wait.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
now
that-
you
on
can
that-
hear it.
Yeah, and the composer actually plays the cello. He played it himself, like in a bathroom, like off the tiles, and you can anyway.
Who was the composer? No. I mean,
Wes Stortson. I got him from the HBO show The Jinx. You know, making.
Yes.
So just an amazing talent.
I want to talk about, or ask you about Split, and so I don't want no spoiler alerts, but I recently went to a screening of Unbreakable. Do you look at Unbreakable differently than you did 10 years ago?
Split and Unbreakable are very, very connected, and they've always been. Even when I wrote the original movie, both these movies were in my head and actually on paper.
Okay.
So it was just one of those things when I started doing smaller movies, which give me a lot of creative control, and for me, whether it's even just in my own head, a sense of being able to be daring and different and original and not worry because the budgets are low and I can do something that's unexpected. I felt like, wow, I could do this other part of this story in a very unusual way. In fact, in a way that hasn't been done before, which is not even tell you how it's connected to something else unless you come see the movie and then forbid it to be mentioned in the marketing. It was really strange, I'll tell you, because I write only originals, but this is the first time I've ever written something where I already knew the characters, so it was very bizarre. Like, as soon as I started writing, I knew all the characters' voices and how they were going to react. So it was a very different process. And,
Okay.
Yeah, really interesting.
Well, speaking of that, I apologize, but how did you come up with all the different voices and characters for the one character in Split?
Yeah, James plays, if you guys haven't seen it, Split is about James's character and who suffers from DID, and he has 23 personalities, and there's a 24th one coming, which is a very threatening personality. And in this movie, he plays... I don't want to tell you how much because I think it's going to be fun, but it's an enormous number.
But that's crazy to have to come up with 23 characters for one.
You know what? Really, it's not any different for me as a screenwriter because they are who they are.
Mm-hmm.
So
they're real characters. They're just being funneled through one person.
Yeah, it's James that has the problem. I have to. I'm just writing different characters.
I watched the Blu-ray had a different ending. Which I find this stuff fascinating.
Yeah.
And one you didn't go with, and it was the exact right call to go with the one you went with. But do you when you shoot those things and you actually just sit there and see them side by side and run them, do you go, that's it, or are you back and forth?
Well, I mean, part of art is listening, right?
Yeah.
So you can have an agenda. Again, if I write you this movie about you guys, you five guys right here in this thing, I can have an agenda. Oh, I want Preston to be this person and that person, and but you have to really listen because the character of Preston or the character of Kathy will start talking to you and telling you something, and if you're being arrogant in the process, it's literally in a relationship, and if you're not listening to say, oh wow, the Kathy character wants to be the dominant character, doesn't want to be the way you were thinking of her, and so it's listening to it and making the movie and looking at it, you go, wow, I thought James's character was going to do this, or I thought Bruce's character was going to go this way, but actually it's Sam's character that wants to do this, and that process of I've gotten better at listening.
You sort of step aside and let the voices come. I know it seems very
it all
bizarre,
sounds really bizarre
and overly artsy, but I would understand that when you're writing for multiple characters. I mean, they're all living within you.
Yeah, so James, we were doing a scene, and just a random moment, just to give you a sense of what I'm talking about, and James was playing the 9-year-old boy, and he did something that he didn't know he was going to do. He was walking down the street, and he did something with something on the side of the building, and a half second before he did it, he didn't know he was going to do that. Right? And then he did it, and then he reacted to it, and like a 9-year-old, and it was hilarious and wonderful, but he didn't pre-think that. He was being the character and listening, basically, is what I'm saying. What does the character think? Oh, wow, the character's eyes went to this thing that happened to walk by. And that in that same way, being present as, having empathy. I guess as an artist, that's really what you're cultivating is your ability to have empathy. I've always, coveted the opportunity to do something where there was a pre-existing mythology and something so well thought out. Why Lord of the Rings and Harry Potter and even Star Wars, Lucas's Star Wars, why it's so effective is the backstory has been thought out so much. The backstory is the front story. All that work has been done. And when you guys see something on television or a movie that rings a little hollow, that's because the person walked in the room and that person didn't exist before they walked into the room.
So with that kind of just leaving things, just letting it funnel through, can we expect to see Glass face off against Stuart Little?
Maybe.
Is it possible?
Yeah, it's possible. I roast her a little for you fans out there. That's why that joke actually is funny.
I'd like to thank you. I'm a new member of the board of directors of the Greater Philadelphia Film Office. I work with Sharon Pinkerton now. So I came on board this year, and now I've been brought into the fold of all things film and television in Philadelphia. What she does is amazing, but it's people like you that still highlight this area as a place to film, a place to create, a place that's got wonderful landscapes and backgrounds and all that stuff, and trying to to keep that coming into the area.
Yeah, I love it. I mean, obviously, we shot a scene with Bruce down in South Philly, and we were in this house, this row home, and we came out, and there's 2,000 people outside, and they were like bringing us cheesesteaks and pizzas. By the way, I ate it all. So it was so good. I mean, I'm a Philly boy. I mean, I'm a classic Philly boy. It's October. We're gonna win the Super Bowl.
Yes, we are. M. Night Shyamalan, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, man. Yesterday, we got on a discussion for a moment about weird phone lines.
Yeah.
I remember. Yeah, well, what was it?
It was you.
Yeah, there was a number we used to call that would just, and it was something stupid to do as a kid, that when you would call it, it would dial, or it would ring once, and then it would pick up, and it would go, I mean, over and over, nonstop.
It had to be like maybe for service guys working on the lines, like a calibration thing.
Maybe that was
something like that.
Something along
and you
those
happened upon it.
And no, but the reason I brought this up is because Steve came across now. One of the things is not just free phone lines like the time and temperature and 800 PHL gate. There was a time in history where the 900 exchange was quite popular, and those were paid phone calls. You mentioned celebrity ones.
Yeah, we have a couple of them.
You ready for this one?
Yeah, which one you have?
Here we go.
Audio Entertainment presents pop music's new sensation, Paula Abdul.
Call me, I've got news you can use.
Straight up, she's going to tell you everything.
Straight up, man.
You straight up call her now.
She'll tell you where she had her nose done.
And you should, because opposites attract.
Call 1-900-909-1800 now.
Call me twice and I'll send you an autographed picture.
You and Paula together. Just $2 the first minute, 45 cents each extra minute. Kids ask your parents' permission. Paula's on a rocket to stardom.
Call me now and find out why.
Pick up the phone. Call 1-900-909-1800.
We're watching the video. She was hot back in the day, man.
What if you called her up, though?
Yeah, what do you want?
Yeah. Look.
Paul, I'm a big fan. Yeah, great. You want a picture or what?
All right, here is here's another music one for you guys. Here we go.
Audio Entertainment presents Warren.
Yeah, we like to rock and roll. We like to do a lot of other things.
1979, the name of that song. Wonder what they were doing on July 2nd, 1979.
Not celebrating.
Not celebrating. We'll save that for another time.
Yep.
A little off-air discussion we're having here. Hi. We're about ready to wrap up our program.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. We have had a very fun time today, and we made an announcement about an event that we're excited about, and we're doing it again with a different twist. Okay, so last year we did Casey's Big Adventure. This time around we're doing Casey's Big Game Adventure and sending him to where the Super Bowl is going to be played. Now, he's not going to the game. He's not going to be there for the Super Bowl. He's going to drive to Phoenix and then fly back. And the whole thing is to bring good vibes and a positive sensation to everything to get ready for the game. So he's going to be driving on Monday. Same type of scenario. It's sponsored by Duncan. Our friends at Subaru are supplying a green Subaru for him to drive. And we're keying off of It's a Philly Thing. All right, and by the way, since he's going back again, we're calling this John the Road again. Yeah, so Casey's going back John the Road again.
Casey's going John the Road again.
And we're gonna
It's a Philly thing, my friend. Casey's going John the Road again. Go Birds!
And since we're focusing on It's a Philly Thing, we are going to take Philly things with us. To be a part of the landscape of Phoenix, just to lay the groundwork. And one of the Philly things we're taking is Anthony Gargano from our sister station, 97.5 The Fanatic.
It seems appropriate, does it not?
It seems perfect. He's one of the happiest, most positive people I've ever hung around with, and just he brings good stuff.
Yes,
he just
absolutely
brings good vibes.
And he will be coming back and not going to the game as well because the last time he went to the game, they lost, the Eagles, in Jacksonville. Casey, the same thing. This is all about stupid stition.
Yep, that's it. And part of that stupid stition is taking some Philly things with us, and we want to take maybe some of your good luck charms or any little piece of Philadelphia or memorabilia or something that's important to you. You're not going to get it back, by the way. Okay, it's going to go there and stay there. But tomorrow morning during our program, you can drop off a few things. I'm not expecting that we get a car full of things.
No,
just a handful of things would be
what we
nice.
need, yeah.
But whatever you can. If it's a special hat, if it's like we got emails from people who still have some confetti from the parade.
Exactly.
Whatever tchotchke items, something that's important. Steve, you had said if there was a beloved relative who passed who was a huge Eagles fan and you have that little commemorative card that you got from the service, bring that. We'll take it. Whatever, anything that's important that will spread the love. Nothing red.
No.
Nothing yellow, Casey says either. So it starts on Monday. So tomorrow morning we'll collect those.
Crazy,
items.
man.
And I want to thank Anthony for calling in this morning.
Yes.
And getting hyped up for that whole thing. And he's going to promote it on his show.
Yes.
In a little while, which would be pretty cool, too.
Just got confirmation from our buddy Matt Ritter at Subaru, and they're going to bring by the Ascent Monday morning.
All right.
9 a.m. So we're going to have some fun with the four of you guys in that.
Just booked the flight home.
Nice.
We will be home for the game on the big game on Sunday.
The big game.
Yeah.
Yoo-hoo.
All right. And with that, we're done for the day, and we need to do the letter of the day. So, Casey, you going to do that, or is... All right, let's go ahead. Here we go.
Preston and Steve on 93.3 WMMR.
Now, the Daily Letter.
The Preston and Steve Show is brought to you today by the letter...
R as in road trip.
That's what we're doing. Driving to Phoenix.
You're driving me to Phoenix.
All right, and we are going to give away tomorrow a $250 Hard Rock Cafe Philadelphia restaurant gift card and a $250 gift card for the Hard Rock Shop. Hard Rock Cafe Philadelphia is celebrating 25 rockin' years in the city of Rolling Lock. Stop by for giveaways through February 8th, and you can reserve your table today. Thank you for the fine sponsors of the Preston and Steve Show. I'd like to thank Duncan. Preston and Steve Show runs on Duncan, and Casey's Big Game Adventure runs on Duncan, too.
Rack 'em.
Also, Acme Markets, fresh foods, local flavors. Rack 'em. And
Rack 'em.
brought to you by Meineke for tires, brakes, batteries, exhaust systems, more. Meineke doing car care right. Tomorrow on the program, we'll have comedian Kelsey Cook in the studio. It will be a No Sad Bro Friday. And if we have things to give away, we will give them away then. So that's it. We're done. Rage on. Keep it in nooch.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
We'll see you tomorrow, gang. Bye-bye.